Hello, everybody! Welcome to another lovely Sunday with our players here in the lovely D&D campaign now called Ages Past. So, hi! Let's introduce ourselves to those who are new to the stream. In the lovely D&D campaign now called Ages Past. Oh, so... I know.
It's not me. All right.
It was me from the Twitch. Anyways, please, Kayla, why don't you introduce yourself first?
Okie dokie. My name is Kayla. I am playing Valindra. She is the half-elf, half-tiefling warlock with the cutest little finnick fox in all of existence named Winnie.
Yes, and of course, Scott, who do you play?
Hello, I'm Scott, and I'll be playing Varkesh Stormcaller, the Dragonborn Goliath Forged Cleric hybrid.
Yes, and Cody, who are you playing?
Hi there, I'm playing Rook Belfry, the Tiefling Kenku Inquisitive Rogue.
Brilliant. Great. All right. So before we dive in today, we have a few things just to announce real quick. First things first, we are doing a fun little special today. We are doing a free art raffle giveaway for those who are able to stick around sometime during the break. We don't know when that is. It'll just be happening sometime as we go along. You will be able to enter your name in and see if you can win a piece, which is going to be a lot of fun. So first time trying it, we'll see how this goes. Of course, the other thing is that if you stay around long enough, you will also accumulate points, which you can then begin to spend at the other campaign that we do on Tuesdays. And that is also at 6:30 p.m. PST time. But other than that, I think we should just dive into our summary from last time, unless anyone else needs to say anything. Get the curse words out. No, Kate.
Cake. Fuck, shite.
All right. Seems fine to me. Okay, so last we left off.
Nailed it.
The party had continued on their journey from Riverrun to Alniel. You were able to make a good amount of headway before there was a slight confusion as to where the road was by one of our party members. Luckily for them, the course was recorrected by our big, strong, brutish Dragonborn Goliath.
That's me.
Putting it back onto course, getting to the river, where they met a fun little gentleman who seemed to have a difficulty communicating with his slightly broken and insane speech patterns. That's right. He was a very interesting fellow, and the party got to enjoy his company for the night as the rain continued to pour outside. As you talked and learned a little bit about his past, as well as what his current interests happened to be, which was this little black Bible book, you were able to say your farewells and head further down the road all the way past the farmlands and the wide fields leading up to the city, before you were assailed by a familiar foe, as you had traveled in a near racing gambit to reach the gates of Alniel before the vampire that had been pursuing you since the beginning of everyone tried to take your book from you. Luckily, with a lot of cunning and daring, you were able to keep the creature away from all of you, and able to embed its mouth with silver, melted and seared into his jaw. While you were able to get there, and Rook was able to persuade the people of the town that they were help, you guys were in desperate trouble. Luckily, they came to your defense, and you were able to, well, the vampire fled due to the fact that he knew odds against him, not a good sign. But before he did, Varkesh got a very nice natural 20 on your guiding bolt, I believe. It took out his health like by half. Immense little last. You do have a tendency for, as the vampire leaves, to hit one last coup de grace. Lightning from one, guiding bolt from the other. But
I kick them while they're down.
Yeah, you do. So you wait for the back to be turned, and it works. But luckily, you were able to enter the city safely, though you did seem to draw some eyes and attention from the front guard, as they seemed to follow you to see where you were heading deeper inside. Luckily for you, you were able to get them to be off your trail, as Valindra and Lulu were able to slightly move off to the ladies' room and dimension door out of that establishment to go straight to the Golden Lily Inn, where eventually, of course... Oh, thank you for the cheers. And, of course, where Varkesh and Rook were able to eventually rendezvous with, as Rook led the other guard on a bit of a goose chase and was able to lose him in the crowds. As you finally returned... Well, not returned, but entered the original Golden Lily Inn, the first one, you were greeted by Lulu, Valindra, and then eventually a halfling fellow, who you know goes by the name of Jin. His full name being, of course, Jindrit, but he likes to be called Jin by his friends. From what you can tell, he was a halfling individual with bright red hair, a beautiful, almost metallic and aquamarine teal kind of vest that seemed to move and flow with this very surreal kind of motion, like water and metal, like quicksilver and mercury, just flowing around in a pattern that seemed to just move on its own. But you were able to walk up and meet him as he extended his little halfling hand towards all of you, going, "Hello there! My name's Jin. It's nice to meet you," as he puts a hand out for each of you to shake. It's more of a claw for you, but...
Damn it!
But yes. So, I've been told that you are here to deliver something of importance.
What
Is this
would
true?
that be?
I'm just gonna look at Lulu.
Lulu just kind of goes, "Yes, darling." We, of course, were picking up the contract that was from a Stormbrow's original, well, that doesn't matter. We are here to bring the tome, as she kind of reaches into her own bag. She goes, "Oh, damn it." And she looks around. She goes, who has the book? She looks.
Rakesh.
Oh, me. I see. I guess I do have the book. I will not give it to her.
Do you just like say that, or are you saying that out loud?
Lulu, I am not giving the book to you.
But darling, why ever not? It's not yours, it's theirs.
It's evil. It summons bird neck bitey creatures, and no.
That did happen, but perhaps more to the point, it is technically our job to fulfill the contract to deliver it anyway. Should it not remain in our hands until it is ready to be given to the appropriate party?
But she kind of looks around and goes, "But darlings, this is the appropriate party. This is who we're supposed to give it to."
I just look to Valindra, like,
I think the problem is that this book is very dangerous and capable of very dangerous things. And no offense, I'm sure you're a very lovely person, but we don't know you or who this book is going to exactly. And I think I personally would be a little bit more comfortable knowing that I didn't, start a catastrophe by handing over a book.
Jin kind of gives you a little bit of a charming smile. He doesn't seem to be really bothered by your debates as you kind of ignore him. He seems to be used to that kind of overlooked in the conversation, but he does kind of go, "I can assure you, miss, I have no intent of letting this book go out into the world and being more dangerous to the common folk. We have it set to be put into our vaults right away. If you'd like, I could show you where it will go, but I can promise you it's not going to be a problem for anyone as long as you hand it over."
I'd kind of like to see where it would end up, actually. That might help
I
a little
agree.
bit. Varkesh?
no, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Right, that seems fair enough. I don't think I would ask you to trust in me until you've had some assurances. By all means, if you'd like, you can follow me to the back. And he just kind of quickly
Fuck!
does his little way to the rear end of this large Golden Lily establishment. Do you all just choose to follow? Lulu is already gone. She's following him.
I don't think Lulu likes me anymore.
Okay. We'll follow him.
Okay, great.
That's why.
Alright, so
I will be following in the back.
Alright, so you all follow him towards the back end of the actual establishment. You find that as he leads you further in, the main hallway itself is rather large. You can tell that just the open ceiling and the width of the hallway is probably about a good 50 or 60 or feet in width and about a good maybe 80 feet in height. This kind of arched tunnel is the core part of this establishment. You can see it goes all the way back, and as you get further and further away from the front door, you notice that the scale of a lot of the either the doors or the extended hallways, some of the decorations as well, become a little larger and a little bit more grand. You can see that there's this noticeable kind of almost like an inverse Willy Wonka. Instead of coming down to a tiny end of the hallway, you are now going up to a very huge expanse. And it's kind of daunting and eerie. You kind of get the feel of how probably Jin feels when he looks at the world being much smaller in stature. You now all become to realize to share this experience of the world becoming much larger for you.
Barkash feels normal now.
And it's actually small for you a lot of the time. You imagine Alice in Wonderland situations. You're slowly going down the hallway till chairs are higher than your head.
I'll give it
there are
time
no
before we
chairs,
eat mushrooms.
There are
I
no
would like to
chairs.
note that I am watching for any tails or watchers as we're moving along the path.
Oh, if anyone's following you behind?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're actively doing it, go ahead and make a perception check.
And there's the button for a 15.
15.
There's the button.
Occasionally you keep glancing over your shoulder just to make sure no one is pursuing your party further from when you had last left the guard in their pursuit of you back in the city streets. Currently, it seems there's no one who's following or tailing you at the moment. Seems pretty safe. But yes, as you continue down the hallway, you do see that the entire size is just daunting to you. Before you get to what appears to be a larger set of doors, these ones very massive, made of a very solid dark brown oak wood that you can see with these almost kind of slightly polished irons and silvers just bracing across it to keep it like standing strong. It's a very massive door. You'd say probably at least a good 70 feet in height minimum, and it's just this big grand arch. And as you get closer to it, you do see that there is a smaller door right there on the side of it that looks to be more suitable for humanoids. And he walks over towards that and opens the door with a slight little of his fingers, and as he snaps it, it opens up, leading into what appears to be a very pale looking kind of light. It's hard to see any details, but you can see it's almost like walking into a glowing aura. And he goes, "If you please."
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk in first.
Yeah. As you walk in, Lulu will follow behind you, of course. Valindra and Varkesh.
I'll look in.
Okay.
Yep. Same.
Side note, I'd also like to be looking out for any sigils of ownership, anything that might indicate this is indeed the brass brood we're looking for. Their property.
You wouldn't necessarily know any specific markings or sigils, so nothing really does catch your eye.
I'll point out to Lulu to ask about.
If anything catches your eye, yeah, you can just make a general perception check to see if you catch anything that makes you go, "Oh, what's that?" for a moment.
I was going to say that I was also going to be looking out for that.
Yeah, that's 20.
So.
All right, so you go. Anyone of you are specifically looking for markings or anything, you can go right ahead.
Nope, I'm just walking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, natural 20. All right. So.
It's always her.
Okay. So we'll do this basically as it goes. So for Rook, as you're looking, Rook, you kind of just are. The washing feeling of just entering something that seems warm and full of light is more distracting to you, and you just kind of let it go through you, and you don't really take in much except for just this moment of walking past. Valindra, as you do walk into this white curtain of light, you do notice a slight, almost kind of an off feeling. As you look and stare around, the world looks broken for a second. It's if you're seeing double. It's as if you're looking past and you see what looks almost like a desert, a wide, barren landscape filled with nothing. There seems to be just this blinked second of looking at a broken landscape, and then your vision returns, and all of you, as you exit this door, see what appears to be a continuation of the city you had just left. It looks to be the same style and make, the large buildings built up with this grand scale, beautiful geometric kind of ivory crawling around the place in this clean, pristine setting. But you do notice that it seems more festive. There are banners now being draped across the buildings, as you can see that the colors, instead of them just being a way to distinct the districts and what is held in each one, you can see now decorative symbols and displays. You see bright suns made of gold. You see silver moons draped on purple backgrounds. You see blue banners of triangle shapes just kind of waving in the breeze, making these little kind of, almost look like ocean waves in reverse, just kind of flowing and making this little kind of ripple effect as they go down a certain street. It looks to be made up in a festival manner, and it's very lively. There are what appears to be people moving about, many of them just ignoring you. There's a variety of different races, elves, humans, dwarves. You can see that many of them just don't pay you any mind, but they all seem to be happy, cheerful. There's a great sense of, cheer and festivity. Jin doesn't seem to be mindful of it, and Lulu doesn't really seem to notice much, but you all walk through, continuing, as Jin kind of gives you a little bit of a look around, going, "So is this your first time here in Alniel?"
It is for me. I think my companions have been here before, though.
Have they now?
Yeah, spent
I was
a little
probably very drunk.
Well, I can't blame you. We have some of the best wines here in Alniel. I'm sure
I wouldn't
anyone
remember.
would. Well, I'm sure you'll be enjoying some of the finer tastes as we get closer to some of the more wealthier denizens of the city. As he kind of makes his way forward, you do see that you are getting to what looks more of like a upper crust kind of building. And he does seem to walk you forward and goes, "So tell me, how exactly did you find your way here? Did you come from somewhere?"
Yep, we came from River Run and took the road that just goes straight to Alniel. Very exciting journey.
Yes, I've heard a little bit about it. From River Run to here, you had a few encounters with some of the undead folk. Is that true?
Yeah, which is partially why we're so concerned about this book, because all the problems we encountered were caused by the book. So
No, I wouldn't doubt your fear there for a moment, Missy. That tome is nothing but undead filth and just necromantic magic. It's nothing I would like to see out in the world. It should be locked away. If we could destroy it, we would, but at the moment it's a little too much on the chaotic power. We are not able to nullify it yet. But at least we can keep it safe and sound here in Alniel.
how did you hear about this book, and why did you start looking for it, if you don't mind my asking?
The book was originally here. It belonged to one of the dragons when they were keeping it safe since the Age of Reckoning. But we had it here in our safety until someone decided to take it for themselves. We don't
Wasn't
necessarily
me.
know how, but... Well, no, it wasn't you either, Dragonborn.
Oh my god. I was being accused.
It was one of our elven employees. They seem to be...
Really?
Well, they
Elves.
seem to have some sense of... They have a broken time in their memory. We tried using magics to see if we could suss out what they were trying to recall, but they seem to have a gap, and they don't really quite know what was going on during the time that they took the tome.
They don't remember stealing it?
They don't, no. It's a very... I don't want to get into the details of it. It's a bit more of a... It's a bit more of a personal matter with us and the brood. And still, before we go further in, I'd be curious to know how skilled you are, considering the fact that you were able to take out a vampire as well as his undead horde. You must have a lot of strength
I
and
took out
cunning.
the vampire.
Did you now?
Mm-hmm. They helped.
Well, that's quite impressive from someone as big as you are. I'm sure you used a lot of your muscle, but did you
I
use your
did.
brains too?
I really not so much, but I
Blood
used a lot of the
brains.
muscles. That's what I already insulted myself, Alicia. I beat you to it.
Well, I can see that your brains might need some sharpening there, because you're going to be facing a few things that might need your wits more than your strength to figure out.
Did you just call me twit? Oh no, you said wits.
Wits.
Never mind.
No, perhaps we should get you some hearing aids as well. In the meantime,
What are those?
before I can take you further in, there are a few protocols that we have to observe to show that you have a decent level of, at least, experience, as well as showing that you are who you are.
Certainly
Usually,
expect nothing less from a high-level delivery like this.
Sounds like we're entering a frat.
too
A
right.
rather weird frat.
I wouldn't say frat, as you call it.
That's a paddling.
Perhaps I would say this is more of a test, just to be sure that you're on the up and up. So if you don't mind, there are a few things that I'd like you to do for me to show that you have this, well, that you're worthy at least to come and see those higher up in the Dragon's Court.
What would you like us to do?
Well, the first thing is, we seem to have a little bit of a problem recently.
Of course you
Since
do.
we have lost our book occasionally, in order to get into the vaults, we have to have a certain set of keys. These keys are used in order to unlock the doors that lead further into the treasure trove. but at the moment, sadly, they've been lost.
Keys? Is that it? Keys. Where's the door?
We dropped them around a little bit, somewhere here inside the city, but
I
if
don't
you
need the
wouldn't
keys.
mind...
Show me the door.
No, the doors are magically sealed. If you don't have the key, it's not going to work. Besides, as you
Round
can tell,
one
this
to
is
the
part of a
keys.
test, lad. You need to fix this, and if you do it right, you'll be able to go through.
Okay, so we just need to find your missing keys.
I want to insight check this halfling.
What would you like to check on?
I'm getting the sense of mischief from this statured, deficient fellow.
You can make an insight check to see if that's his intent.
I'd like to look him over to see if he has anything resembling keys on his person.
Sure, make a... that's still a perception check.
Come on. Barkesh, you have great insight. Don't balls this up.
27.
Alright, you look at him very carefully
might
as
as
you're
well
trying
have.
to analyze any part of his body that might have keys on him. He doesn't seem to carry a coin purse or anything that would be a place to put keys. No ring, no pouch, no pockets. He looks to just be dressed in a fine, just sort of outfit, nothing more. Varkesh, it's hard to tell. He looks like he's a little jovial, but other than that, he just seems happy.
Okay, Dren, I think that's something we can manage. But, what might these keys that we're looking for look like?
Oh, you can't miss them. They're quite simple and plain. There's at least 3. 1 copper, 1 silver, and 1 gold.
Are the keys magical?
They are. You can tell from them if you see them. If you have any means to detect magic, you'll see them glow. But they have a very unique property to them. So you might not necessarily know how to identify, but you'll at least be able to tell they have some property. In the meantime, I would recommend that perhaps you go ahead and search around to look for them. You should be able to see them. Big, solid, centered pieces. Big, coin-like tops. With single lengths, about maybe, he kind of just this little guesstimate with his finger. Probably about this big.
And where did you misplace them?
Somewhere around here, as he looks around, you kind of see him do this little step away. Somewhere probably down a few streets. If you ask some folks, maybe they might help you out. But I look forward to seeing you at the end. And you see him turn around, and as he does, he begins to kind of wave, and almost like a mirage, disappear.
I don't trust him.
I don't like this guy. I don't want to give him the book.
Lulu is just kind of looking around going, darlings, this is very peculiar, but perhaps we should just do as he says, since he is part of the Dragon's Court. I'd assume perhaps he has a good amount of influence.
I'm going to sit cross-legged on the floor, so I'm just going to drop my big old self kaboof onto the floor, and I'm going to ritual cast this for 10 minutes, and I will do detect magic.
Okay. So he's going to do this for 10 minutes to begin slowly tracing what appears to be sigils and runes around him to get the magic to be infused onto his person. You two wish to do anything during this time?
I'd like to look around for anybody similarly attired to the way Jin Trit was
Okay.
in the area.
Go ahead and make a... do an investigation check, because you're going to be kind of doing a little bit of like a look around, asking questions.
Only 11, that was all.
Not many people seem to be dressed anywhere near as lavishly or as magical as Jin. Jin had an attire that moved and seemed to have a flow of quicksilver to it. It's very unique. No one else seems to have this look at all.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right, but if Valinder, if you just sit tight and wait, we get to the point where Varkesh, you finish your ritual, and suddenly your eyes become very sensitive to the magic of just picking it up around you. Everything is magical.
Shit.
The entire streets and people, everything around you, you're blinking and you're kind of having, it's kind of like hard to look. It's like looking at the sun directly. You want to put on sunglasses almost, just the amount of it. It's illusion. You see illusion everywhere. It's just kind of...
technically worked. So, yay for successful magic. But shit. I'm just... Does anyone else see this? I mean, this is awful.
I don't know what you're referring to, Rakesh, but...
Oh, yes, I forgot. You can't do magic. Everything is magical. It's awful. I can't find the keys anywhere.
Well, that means we'd best start pounding pavement, as it were. We gotta find these keys another way.
This looks to Valindra. Do people pound pavement?
No, do not pound the pavement. It is an expression.
Valindra.
No, these are some very high-class people, Rakesh. Make sure you greet them as politely as you can.
Ah, the boob kissing. Understood.
You know. Okay, so whenever you say everything is magic, do you mean like everything is magic?
You're shiny.
Well, she's not shiny. Lulu, Listen, Rook, Lulu, Valindra are not emanating magic.
The magic items she's carrying would be shiny. Detect magic.
The rod that she has is magical. That is it. And
shiny, 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 shiny.
Is he pointing at? He's pointing at people too, right? The
Pointing
people
at
that are walking
everything.
around.
he looks to be pointing at people as well as the buildings.
Okay, yes, you can boob kiss these people, but no other people. Only the people in this moment, because I'm pretty sure they're not real.
I believe they are. I'm going
God.
to approach one of them.
Okay.
I'm going to distance myself as much as I can and watch from a long way away.
Who or what is the nearest living individual apart from
The closest thing that you
Rook?
can see appears to be, let's see, it actually is a set of... elves. You see one elf individual who looks to be just standing on a corner, looking around, enjoying the view, looks to be relaxing, leaning against a wall, arms crossed slightly.
Male or female?
It's a little hard to tell from this distance.
Elves, I get it. Okay. I'm going to approach this elf and go, "Good day. Allow me to greet you in the more customary fashion that you are acquainted." I scoop my hands under his armpits, lift him up, and slam his head against my chest plate to symbolize him kissing pectorals. But now we have the pleasantries out of the way. Would you be so kind as to tell me why everything here is magical?
First things first. So you lift him up and you do a bonk, basically, into his...
Yeah, I'm like shoving his head into my pecs, which is just covered in hard plate.
Oh, so you're picking him up and going...
Blank, blank.
Okay,
yeah.
so you're making him kiss your pecs instead of picking. All right, that's fine. All right, so when you lift this individual up and you kind of do this,
the day Barkesh is publicly executed.
the look is kind of a surprise as it blinks suddenly, and then as you do this, you hear a donk, donk. Make a perception check for me.
Oh my god, this is the worst.
This is so much better than I could have ever thought.
No, this is so much worse than I could have
All right,
thought.
you pick it up and you go donk, donk, and it makes a solid sound, and the individual that looks at you is kind of blinking for a moment and just going, ow.
I believe this one is real, Valindra.
What'd you do that for?
It's customary, as I've been told.
It's so
I am
customary.
so
That's
sorry.
absolutely brutal. Oh.
This one told me that's the appropriate way.
Put his hand out. I am so sorry about my friend. He doesn't have a very good understanding of some social interactions.
I guess.
We're looking for
Ow.
keys.
Where'd you pick this up?
From her, she told me that he was actually all right. That it's the natural way to greet people.
I did it as a joke. Not understanding that he would not understand that it was a joke. I'm terribly sorry.
Okay.
I tried to convince him otherwise, but our little raven friend who has run off somewhere also encouraged this. It was not a good turn of events.
Varkush is getting all pouty lipped. He's all upset.
Okay. It's no problem. I understand sometimes jokes. They go wrong. It's okay.
I've been lied to again.
I'm very well versed in jokes going wrong. Sorry, but do you mind if I just get my head a little bit of ice? It's kind of throbbing.
Oh, I'm sorry, and I will cast touch his forehead with a finger, the non-clawed part, so it's kind of like the palm of the fingery paddy bit, and I will cure wounds him for level 1. It's either that or stab the nail into his head. So
okay. Yep. So with your,
I feel bad
with your
because I was
perception
lied
11
to.
still going on, you just quickly do a tap, and as you feel him enough to the point where you just make contact with something, you just wash the cure wounds on him. Go ahead and roll for the. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not too much of anything, but it does kind of do that quick alleviate as he just goes, "Oh, that's really good. Wow, how do you do that? Oh, thank you."
I have really no idea how I do it. The only thing is that I know I've been lied to.
Varkesh, I didn't. There's a difference, but we're gonna have to have this conversation later. There's a difference between
yes, we will.
And joking with. I was joking. See, joking with is something that friends do. So I was joking with you. I was also being kind of sarcastic and was very surprised when you didn't pick up on it.
Rook is my only friend.
Oh my God.
He never lies to me.
Oh, honey. oh, Varkesh. Okay.
This will be a long day.
You do see Lulu kind of going in between you two going, "Darlings, don't fight. Allow Lulu to handle things." As she does this little step forward with her hand kind of just like going, "Pardon me. We're looking for 3 keys. Particularly 3 ones of, one of at least copper, silver, and gold. And do you happen to know where they might be?" As she's trying to kind of get him a little bit on the like-me playful side, he looks at her and goes, "Yes, I mean, well, I did see a silver key. It was about 10 minutes ago. I saw it on a little bit of string, just about a few blocks that way."
I refuse to play this game.
What?
I know I'm being messed with.
Oh, so now you know you're being messed with. Okay, Varkesh.
Well, seeing as I've just been lied to, and now apparently there's a silver key on a string somewhere. I'm being toyed with. I know this.
What direction was the silver key on Fred?
You see him just turn and point off to a direction just down the street where it looks to be where the triangular banners are waving, making this almost water-like effect as they seem to ripple.
Okay.
You first.
I guess I will walk in that direction.
Okay.
I just pull Rook under the crook of my arm. It's like, this is my friend.
Yes, Varkesh. I am your friend.
Squeeze him tighter.
You're very strong.
All right. As you
Then I let him go.
As you all make your way down the street a little bit, passing by a few other people, also enjoying this festive atmosphere, you eventually come to what appears to be a crossing where it looks to be like the alleyway continues straight forward that you're walking down, but there's a beam straight across, and you can see, dangling in the middle, on a tiny little piece of what looks like silver thread, a little silver key. Just right there in the middle, probably about a good 20 or so feet above you, and just in between this wooden beam.
So I could shoot at that, but I'm worried about the civilians around here. Varkesh, do you think you could throw me up to it?
I'm gonna pop Winnie up there.
Aww.
Okay. All right. So as you are talking, Winnie immediately just you see that when Valindra snaps, he condenses into shadow and just the shadow goes up the surfaces of the wall across the beam and then rematerializes right on top of the string.
Can he bite the string?
As you tell him to kind of try to get the key to bite at, you see him kind of tilt his head to the side to get his teeth going. He's trying to bite at it. He seems to have some difficulty trying to get the string to break. He's just trying. His teeth aren't puncturing it.
I pull Rook very close. And then I throw him.
Oh, God.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... do an athletics check for me to see how hard you can throw him. It shouldn't be that hard for you. That's a 10 for teeth. All right, that's fine. So you're able to lift and throw him. Now you need to get your aim on. So this is a dexterity check. So you need to throw...
I overshot.
Your dexterity DC for this is 18. So you haul him up and you launch him at this one particular spot in the beam. So please roll for me a dexterity check.
Oh, don't ask the cleric with the worst dex on the planet to make a dexterity check.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Oh, well, that close. You get him right at the spot. However, you aim a little too high. So you go right in the middle of the beam, but it just goes... As Rook continues to sail past it, high up and arching like a catapult, going.
Oh.
Rook, you are now going into
Flap-
the air,
flap your
flying
wings.
around,
Flap your wings, my
and
bird.
you're about to fall. Do you have the slow fall feature for the rogue at this level?
That is a monk feature, not a rogue
Wait,
feature.
how high
I
did
thought
I
the rogues
throw
got
it?
it too, but no. All right,
I
so
don't believe so, no.
go ahead and make me an acrobatics check as you try to do a tumble land in a sense without taking too much of a bump. All right, you're fine. You're able to tumble the roll enough to make it so that you don't actually hit the stonework with too much force, but you do a little roll and then scraping into a stop, but you do land about a good 30 feet down the way.
How far did I throw him?
Oh, you threw him about 30, 40 feet off in that
Because
direction.
I think I should actually just play in the Olympics by myself.
How high up is the key?
The key is about 20 feet or so. off the
Oh.
I quickly walk back to the group. Maybe we should stand directly under the key and you could lift me up and I could try to get it with my rapier.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand.
As
Alright.
Belinda does this, I grab her by the hips and just launch her up to help her.
Oh no!
ground. Are you grabbing and throwing, or are you just like
No, I'm
doing
not
the
throwing,
grab and
I'm
hoist?
just holding her up because I
Okay.
have no idea how Mage Hand works.
All right, so with the grab and hoist, Mage Hand is going up towards it, and as the Mage Hand reaches up, it gets to the key and it just pulls on it. It's not the string is quite tight. It's just ding, ding, ding. It's not going anywhere. It looks like it's tied.
Can I attempt to climb the Tower of People so I can try to untie it?
Do you want the Mage Hand to untie it?
I'm gonna try it.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage.
Oh lord. Okay.
This is delicate work. This is not sadly picking up an object or opening a door. This is with
Yeah, I
one
know.
hand trying to. Okay, sadly. not.
Sure.
The Mage Hand is trying to do this, but with one hand just to undo the knot, it's like, damn it, it's not working. But as they're doing this hold up, Rook, you kind of do a climb up from behind and get on top of Valindra. All right, Varkash is about 8 foot tall. As he lifts her up, he holds her about maybe around 10 feet. As you get onto Valindra and a little bit above her, trying to do the balancing act of getting up there, you get to the point of maybe getting right near the key. Your sword could probably reach it, but you're doing this kind of delicate dancing. Varkash, I need you to make an acrobatics check for me as you are balancing the tiki pole of adventurers.
I knew I should have stuck with Circus Soleil.
Your DC will be 15 for this.
Sorry, what was it? A
Acrobatics check.
acrobatics. Okay, that is bad for me, but okay.
You
Ooh.
are fine. Not only are you able to steady yourself, but you're able to keep it from wobbling too much, as you are now basically using your arms to hold the weight. Because Valindra is just up here in your grasp. She's not bracing on your shoulders. You're just doing this hold up, and now you've got 2 weights on there. Luckily for you, your build and your heritage give you that strength to kind of hold fast. But you're now also keeping him steady. Rook, you have
I am
yourself...
not looking up.
You have yourself about maybe 3 feet away from the key itself, from your hand being able to grasp it. You can pull out your rapier and try. It's down to you.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay. The rapier kind of gets around, and it looks at the string, but it's unable to pull and wrap on the key. If you can try cutting the string if you want.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
All right, go ahead and make an attack for me as you go and try to do a quick slice on it. Sadly, that does not do it. As you try to get it in there, you kind of chip at the wood a little bit, but the string remains intact as you pull it out. You're still kind of held in this balancing position as Valindra is trying to not get completely squished with your weight.
This is a very strange... Something weird about the string. Can I try... So you said I'm like 2-3 feet away from it?
You're about from the grasp, yeah, about 2 feet from the gripping it. So your sword can reach it easily.
Can I try to jump off of Valindra's shoulders to grab onto
Oh
it?
god.
It's going to go very
Sure.
poorly, but I'm going
This
to give it
is an athletics check to do a jump from a standstill, as you try to basically get onto the beam. Okay, sadly, you try, and you do the jump off, which kind of makes Valindra and Varkesh backwards a little bit, and it's not enough of a straight jump, it's more of like a cat that fails its leap from a building. You just go straight to the ground.
This is
So, sadly, this is a straight fall, not a kind of rolling one, so you will just take a little bit of fall damage from that. So you do take one point of damage as you do the birdie and pancake right onto the ground.
Good stuff. Okay, that's not going to work. the beam, is it attached to any buildings right now?
It is. That's how it is staying aloft.
Good, good. I figured it would be, but I didn't know if it was just like a random jungle gym in the middle of fucking nowhere.
No, it is not a. It is not a floating beam. It is connected to 2 buildings.
I think I can walk across that and reach it a little easier.
Dilly dilly.
We have a follower. But yes. Do you wish to climb up the buildings?
Well, I asked Rakesh to throw me up on top of one, but I can certainly try to climb.
Oh, alright, sure. We can have the throw up if you want. Varkesh, do you want to throw him up or do you want to let him climb?
I really don't fancy birdie feet on my head, but I will default to what Rook wants to do in lieu for not making him land on his face.
You love throwing Rook.
I know! I'm trying to be nice.
You are my friend, Varkesh. I will allow you.
I will throw him!
Oh, good.
Oh, I think I forgot to put that on to show. But yes, we just got a follower. Oh, no, wait, it's there, it's there. It's good, it's good. It's still working. Okay. Sorry, delays. But yeah, so, Varkesh, you hoist and whop! You throw Rook up towards the side of the building. Larger, much easier to get Rook with you being a nimble rogue. You're able to grab on as you dig your hands and your feet into the actual building, and then you start to clamber up the side. Most of the buildings seem to have enough of a texture surface to them for you to grip and pull yourself up. And then you stand there on the rooftops looking at this beam that's connecting straight across from one way to the other with the key right in the middle, and Winnie just looking at you, tilting its head slightly.
Okay, I'll carefully make my way across the beam until I'm right over the key.
Go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Your DC is 15. Okay, you get to the point where you are starting to cross, then you kind of do a little whoop, and you just catch yourself as you stand there on the beam. You're just holding there. You're there. You're okay. You're okay. You didn't fall, but you're kind of crawling at this moment.
I'm okay with that.
Do you want to crawl the way through?
Yeah.
All right. Like the graceful caterpillar he is, you just see him go all the way across to the middle before you reach the string.
Okay, and I'm going to pull the string up to me and try to untie it from the key.
All right. With both your hands, you're able to see that there is an intricate knot, and as you begin to untie it and loosen it, you notice the string is metallic in nature. It seems to feel like a very sturdy wiring of some sort, and as you kind of eventually undo it, you do see that the string still retains some of that kind of bendy nature to it. Whenever anything metal is kind of put into those shapes, it still keeps that. But the key comes up, and you have this metal wire and a key. It is silver.
I would like to actually take the metal wire from the beam as well.
Sure. Yeah, once you've untied it, the whole thing can come right off. It's like it's been coiled around it, so when you lift it up, it's got that kind of pre-made looping already kind of in there.
Okay, about how long is the metal wire that I just...
If you were to stretch it out fully, it would be at least about 4 feet.
Okay. Alright, I'll go ahead and pocket the wire and go back to the building, using my wonderful caterpillar crawl.
Yep.
And get back.
Yep. Safety over grace. Rook, once more, continues to scoot and shuffle like a worm towards the building, and once more, getting to the tiled roof, going down, carefully reaching the floor with a little effort as you finally make it to the
podium. Unrogue kind of acrobatics I've ever seen a rogue.
I didn't take proficiency in it, but you'd think that a bird would be a lot better at that, right?
But yes,
anyway,
you have a silver key.
Who
just kind of does this.
So that's 1 of 3.
Brilliant, darlings. I knew you could do it. Excellent work. And now we just need the other 2.
Okay.
She looks
Look around, find another person nearby.
Okay. You do see another individual. This one happens to be a human. They seem to be
male or female?
It's a male, and they seem to be standing by a fountain. They look to be isolated compared to another group that's just around the other side of the fountain, which looks to be about 3 individuals in like a group chat.
Okay. I'll approach the male individual. I'm like, excuse me, sir. Sorry to bother you, but might you have happened to seen another key sort of like this one, full of the silver key, only copper or gold?
As he turns to look at you, he goes, "Oh, I've seen that one, yeah. I've seen a gold one. If you want to find a gold one, it's just about maybe, I'd say 50 feet or so, right over there." As he points off to the direction, you can see, as you turn, Just towards one of the buildings at the end of the actual street, you can see a window pane of glass that seems to have what appears to be, in the center of it, this almost like an intricate... looks like a mechanical machine, almost like a slot machine slightly, with a key at the top. And you can see that there's this little kind of puzzle pegs that stick out and seem to kind of lead to what looks to be at the bottom of a pit catcher of some sort, some kind of ball catcher kind of rectangle that looks to catch something that when it drops it'll go in there, and then it leads to what appears to be a hole at the front of the window.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. I'll just
Don't mention it, it's not good luck.
I don't like this.
Follow him.
Alright. As you head down with Lulu in tow, you go to the building and you can see this very strange apparatus that seems to be sitting behind the window of this building. You can see that there is a small, what looks to be set of... You could assume they're balls. They're little white. They're about, spherical in shape, but it's kind of hard to tell what they're made of. But you can see that they seem to kind of throw up and go around. And they seem to ping. Right near the top is where it looks to be the golden key. And it looks like maybe perhaps if you launched it, it might knock the key down.
Should I throw you again, Rook?
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Okay.
This doesn't look too horribly different from aiming with a crossbow. I can give this a try.
Oh, someone's going to stick their head out the window and you're going to bolt them straight in the head. I can see it.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. I'm hoping to leave a bad impression.
Or an indentation.
But I'll give it a go.
Okay, so you go ahead and walk up to it. You can see that there's a small little lever that you can pull, and when you let go, it will launch a spring, knocking it up. So go ahead and make a sleight of hand for me as you try to gauge the pressure to see what the right mark will be.
Ooh.
All right. With the rogue being a bit more nimble and careful with his choice of pressure, he lets it go, and you see the ball pops up, hits the key right at the top, and the key goes down with it, and it begins to knock down a few pegs, and then catches in the middle as the ball continues to go down and pops out, and it leaves right there in the tiny exit cup for you to pick up.
Okay, I pick up the ball. Looks like this will be a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
And I'll go for another shot.
Right, when you pick up the ball, you notice that it's very smooth and cold and almost hollow in nature. And as you touch it and hold it for a second, you see that as your warmth begins to heat it up, the thing begins to deteriorate a little bit. And as you watch it for a moment, it just disappears, and a
Frag out!
smoke comes out, a little plume. Please make for me a wisdom saving throw.
No. Wait, we're not next to him, are we? He can die alone on this.
It just seems to be the one who picks it. All right, so as you hold it for a moment, you kind of blink, and you're just looking around. Something's a little different. It's hard to keep your thoughts for a moment. I need you to roll a d6 for me.
You got it.
Oh, God.
You're
That's
now
a 3.
turned into a chinchilla.
All right, 3. So let me just quickly get this one out.
She's like, please. She's so
Okay, so as you see him standing there, he just continues to stand there and blink. Rook is kind of in this moment of, like, not moving. He's just staring at his hand.
Rook.
Yeah.
Looks like he's high.
Gonna, like, poke him a little bit.
What? Oh, hey, Lundra, how's it going?
Oh. It's going good. You okay?
Yeah. You have really interesting coloring.
You can go ahead and make
I've
another
never
wisdom
seen
save.
those.
This is a continuous every sort of thing.
Oh, good.
Are you hungry by chance?
Sadly, you still feel dazed and a little bit confused. Please roll a d6.
You got it.
Oh, no.
A 1.
One.
All right. Okay, please roll for me a d8.
Oh, no.
Hey, this will be a good time. One moment.
All right, 1 being straight ahead at you, and to the right we go around. All right, so as she's tapping you on the shoulder, you just kind of blink for a moment, and you kind of, for a moment, it's like, I heard something, and you just dash off 60 feet off to the left as you just go in that direction, just booking it.
Okay,
Probably
bye.
behind me if I'm dashing because of the bonus action thing.
You use your action
Rook.
to move in that direction. Yeah.
Are you okay? You've gone.
Yeah, he just okay.
I guess he needed to use the bathroom.
That has to be it. The only explanation.
Why did you lie to me?
I wasn't lying to you, Varkesh. I was messing with you because you don't understand. Okay, so see what happened was I was being sarcastic because it's absolutely ridiculous to kiss someone on the boobs whenever you meet them.
Well, I didn't know this.
It's just ridiculous. And so I was being a little sarcastic. I didn't know that you had no idea what sarcasm was or that that was a ridiculous idea. I never would have done that. And then it just sort of escalated, and then I tried to tell you, no, don't do that because it's not a thing. And you know, you didn't believe me because at that point you were so sure that kissing the boobs was a thing.
And as this is going on,
I did try to tell you.
Valindra just, and they don't seem to mind that Rook just went off, ignoring the fact that he departed. Eventually, you do kind of, you get that sensation to wash away from you as they've been talking, and you recall yourself, and you're going, oh, what the, and you look around and see they're 60 feet behind you, but, yeah.
I kind of walk
Over
back.
here, Rook!
What happened?
Did you have a fun trip?
Were you trying to fly south for the winter?
I thought we were trying to get the key.
Yes,
We
we were.
Until you decided to fuck off.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Did we see the bomb explode?
Oh, yes,
Not
oh,
bomb.
yes. As he held this,
I have any recollection?
you saw it disintegrate in his hand, and then...
And do I have any recollection?
Oh yeah,
of
you
that?
remember it. I mean, for you, it was just this weird trip where you wanted to do something, but your body wouldn't do it. And then you heard something, and without even realizing it, instinct almost took you, and you dashed off. And then you kind of go, "Wait, what the hell? What am I doing?" There's this very clear recollection of confusion.
The key is
Why,
suspended.
but it just felt like I had to go that way.
That was really weird.
Anyway, I'm gonna go take a shot at the key again.
Okay.
Wait, is the key still suspended?
The key is now caught midway in the pegs. It was knocked off of its pedestal and has fallen down. It's now kind of latched a little bit on the side.
I'm going to Goliath up that wall, and I am going to smash grab that key.
Okay. So you
Oh,
go
God,
up,
Goliath.
you go up in there, and you begin to... Well, it's not that far of a climb. It's pretty much the windows right there, so you can just smash in if you want.
I will do that.
Okay. You break in with your hand. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
It's going to be like an adamantine window or something like that, I can tell.
Well, very clear crystal adamantine.
Yeah, right. This flat strength or...
It's an unarmed attack, so it is a strength for you.
15.
You're able to push through as you puncture the glass. You do get to the key and you grab it, but as you do, you notice that when your hand breaks through, this of cold air blasts out.
Ah!
Almost like a refrigeration that seems to have just been blown away. And you just feel this, like, cool, refreshing breeze.
Ooh.
But you have the key.
I have the key.
Valindra,
Excellent.
Varkesh,
My arm is bleeding.
I need you all to make perception checks.
Oh, dear.
All of us?
All of you.
Oh no.
20.
What does he do?
All right. Rook and Varkesh, you both realize this just in time to notice that as you have sucked out what appears to be this cold air refrigeration in this area, the warmth of the air has seeped inside, and you can see that the balls that were used to knock it down start to disintegrate. And the warmth
We
just
should
begins
leave now.
just as you say that, you do see a of it coming out as you once more see the cloud, much bigger now, as suddenly, instead of it just being a personal puff, all of them just blow out of the window. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. For Varkesh and Rook, you can make it with advantage as you try to get out of the way.
Okay.
Oh, 19, not bad. 18. All right. You all are able to kind of brace yourself for the impact as the sudden magic hits your face, and you see that this arcane kind of bedazzlement, this weird kind of hallucination just kind of hits you, and you feel that moment of, like, whoa, vertigo for a second, and it's just very off-putting. Let's see. Lulu has to make this as well. Okay, she's
Oh,
fine.
good.
Lulu gets it too, and she just
The
goes.
devil's
Oh, that was quite peculiar.
Dang it.
How
I
are
was
the
really
randos on
hoping.
the street doing right now?
But you all are fine. The dust does not seem to affect you.
We live!
And you have the golden key in your hand. The glass did not seem to cut your skin that much. You have a very thick hide with this kind of scaly texture, and you have metal and a glove and armor, so it's not really gonna cut you, so you don't really have any injury, but...
Hold my snout up high and just do the bottom lip quiver. It's like, my hide may be thick, but my feelings are soft and tender.
Markash, I didn't. It wasn't to be mean. Never mind. Is there a group of people that I can ask for the third key?
You can go back the way you came to this main square where there was a fountain. There were people there.
Yes, I will do that.
Alright, as you turn around with 2 keys in tow, you can see that there are a few individuals that seem to be casually talking amongst themselves at the nearby square. You can see there's a halfling that seems to be in conversation with what appears to be a human and an elf. You can see that there are 2 elves just kind of sitting and talking with one another, enjoying the thing. You do notice that there is one individual that's dressed very much like the guards that you saw before in the very beginning. And they're just off to the left, looking, keeping an eye out, making sure that no one's going to do anything funny.
Okay. I will go up to the group of people.
The humans, the elf, and the halfling, or the 2 elves?
The human, elves, and the halfling.
Alright, so you go up to all 3. They seem to be joking with each other. There's like a sense of someone said something really funny, and they all do kind of a chorusing laugh of like enjoying the punchline. But as you kind of walk up, they see you and they stop and turn to look at you, each of them just staring at you.
I'm looking for a key, a copper key, actually. It's about this big. Have you guys seen a key like that?
You do see them look amongst each other for a moment, as they all kind of do like a group nod, and you can see that the elf steps forward and goes, "Yes, my dear, we do know where the other key is. Copper, isn't it?
Yes.
You'll
That is.
find the copper key over there." And you see him point towards the fountain.
Oh. Well. Thank
Can I
you
make
very
an
much.
insight check on that to see if he's fucking with her?
Say what?
Can I make an insight check on that to see if he's messing with her?
Sure, make an insight check.
I push Valentina into the fountain.
She hasn't quite reached it yet, but I mean, as she's getting there, you can try to sneak up and...
Foreshadowing.
but if you want to... all right. So, Varkesh, make your stealth check with disadvantage for me as you try to do the sneaky sneak. Rook, he's very honest. In fact, he's quite playfully happy to tell you the answer, and there seems to be a sense that he definitely wants you to finish and get the key. There's like some kind of underlining enjoyment and merriment from watching you all try to get these. All right, Valinda, what's your passive perception?
Oh, it is not very high. I'm not a very perceptive person. It is an 11.
Okay, well, no, so Varkesh, despite your clanking armor, you're able to kind of sneak up behind her, and you can make an unarmed shove, if you'd like, which is a strength check with advantage, because she does not see it coming.
I ready my big old glory mitts, and I don't push her in.
All right.
Aw.
With those moments that we all get where we just go, I wonder what it would be like if I threw my cell phone into the river, or what happened if I tripped you down the stairs. You get those flash seconds, and you're like, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea. But
Valindra equals cell phone.
Yes,
But,
that is what we have learned.
Valindra, you do look at the fountain. As you peer beneath the water, you can see that it almost has that kind of typical wishing well kind of scenario, as you can see that there are hundreds of copper coins all scattered throughout the bottom.
Do I see a copper key?
Make a perception check.
I'm wishing.
All right. As you gaze, yes,
Damn it.
you do. One of the circles that looks to be the same size as a coin looks a tiny bit different, as you can see what appears to be just a tiny bit of a length on the side of it. It looks like it might be a key.
How deep is this fountain?
Oh, probably 2 feet.
I'm gonna stick my hand inside it.
Sure.
Try to get the key.
Yeah, you reach down all the way to the bottom as you put it up to your shoulder, and you pull out the copper key.
That was very anticlimactic. I don't trust anything that's going on.
I mean, that's a nat 20, so I mean, you found it. There was nothing else to it. And as you pull out the key, you do hear this little... And behind you, you can see Jin is just sitting there on the cart, clapping slowly, going, "That was nicely done. Well,
thank you.
You're not only a little perceptive, but you're clever enough and at least stout enough," as he looks at Varkesh, "to survive some of the puzzles that we like to keep here for our guests."
Wait, what did you mean by that? Stout enough? Are you calling me fat?
No, I'm calling you hefty.
Oh, well, all's forgiven then.
That was it! Varkesh, that was it! That was sarcasm.
Was it?
Yes, you said something, you meant the opposite, and because of the inflection in your voice, we knew what you actually meant. That was sarcasm. Oh, I give you like 10 biscuits.
Oh, bloody hell. Does that mean I go over and kiss him in the boobs? Was that you telling the truth?
No. I'm just very proud that...
I'm fine, and I'm just going to hold the biscuits and just start eating them. It's fine.
As you do that, you do see that Jin is walking around. He does stand eventually by Lulu, looking at the rest of you, going, "Now that you're able to find your way to get some treasure, perhaps you might be willing to show me how smart you are. So if you don't mind, I'll take your associate friend here, and we'll wait for you at the other side." And he grabs onto her, and you see Lulu going, "What?" And you see him for a moment just kind of take her, and they both shimmer, and mirage fade.
I wonder how long it will be before Lulu has him on contract.
We could just leave them alone and see if he comes out of the contract.
As you do see that she kind of just breaks into the mirage, you notice that everyone around you stops talking, and they all stare at you.
Uh-oh.
They just seem to be looking at you for the moment. And you can then hear this faint little voice around you just going, just this tiny little Jin voice that just seems to be disembodied in the air going, "Perhaps you might ask some friends around. See if you can figure out the puzzles abound. Riddles we have for you to answer. Now quick, time is short."
Wait, what?
Okay, so I'd like to approach the elf from earlier that directed Valindra towards the fountain.
All right.
Have you a riddle for us?
All right, as you get to that individual, he looks at you and goes, "Actually, my head is a little dazed, but I'm feeling better. But no, I'm not here to give you the riddles. I'm here to tell you where to go," as he was already kind of walking up to you. But he does look and goes, "There are a set of riddles from each of these groups over here." And he points to one in the alley, the two elves by the side, the ones by the fountain, and another group in the back. You can see that he is gesturing to a total of, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. So you see that the 6 groups he points to are 3 sets of humans, the elf, human, and halfling, the 2 elves, a guard, a second guard, and a third guard. If you go and ask them quick and answer the riddles correctly, you'll be rewarded. But if you don't in time, well, he just kind of shrugs a little bit.
I freight train towards the guard.
We're timed? God damn it.
Alright. So you go towards the first guard. He seems to be standing in between the corner of something, and as he looks at all 3 of you standing and waiting together, as you just take your place, I'm going to move you 3 onto the map.
No.
Oh my god.
So you 3 were up here when you talked to the elf. You are now all down there, talking to the guard.
Okay.
Now, he looks at all 3 of you. Once you arrive, he goes, "Answer me the riddle. I cover cities and destroy mountains. I make men blind, yet help them see. You have 10 seconds.
Oh, it's the sun.
Fire! Fire!
I would think it was water. Water erodes mountains. It covers cities in rain. It makes men blind if they have too much of it, but can also clear their eyes if it's dirty.
Your time is up."
Oh god, that was so short!
It's
What
water.
happens?
You say water?
I say fire.
You say fire, Valindra?
I said the sun!
Alright, as you all three are given your chance to say your answer, he looks at all three and goes, incorrect.
Oh,
The answer is sand.
Blue.
sand.
How does sand help men see?
When it's glazed into glass.
No.
Passes. Boy. God damn it, Rook, you should know this.
That's one against you.
Quiet.
Hopefully you'll be better at the next.
I run to the next person.
Alright, you do see on the map there that there are a set of individuals up here for one riddle. You can see the ones by the fountain, the two elves, the three halfling, human, and the elf, and then the other guard there and the other guard up there. So you can choose where you wish to go.
Let's go clockwise. Okay, well that works too.
I'm just rolling.
Alright, so you go to the two elves. Alright. As the two elves look at you, each kind of looking back and forth together, you notice they look twins in like nature. They seem to be identical with just that slight, one has a parting on the left, the other one has a parting on the right, so they have this kind of mirrored look. And as they speak, they do a one stanza to each one, so it's a kind of a flick off.
I don't like
So
that.
you go, one says,
the corn thing. Alright, got it.
what is it that we love more than life? Fear more than death. The rich want it, the poor have it, the miser spends it.
Oh, I know this one.
Companionship, yes?
Ooh, what is it?
I think it's nothing.
You need to go home, Valindra. I think you're drunk.
I think I can see that. That makes sense to me. Nothing.
Your time is up.
I didn't say anything. I say a cookie.
Cookie, what about
Nothing.
you two?
Nothing.
And you?
I'll go with companionship. Just cover all of it.
They
No,
both
thank
look
you.
at Valindra, and they give a bow. Excellent work. And as
Nice.
they say that, you see them both, Mirage, disappear.
I honestly thought it was a cookie.
Okay, bye.
I mean, it made sense. Misers like cookies. Poor people can only really afford cookies.
Okay, Markesh. Let's move on. I think we are time.
Alright. So you turn to a guard just around the other one, and the guard looks at you for a moment and goes, what runs around a city, but never moves?
Me. I mean,
Oh, a wall.
That
what?
makes sense. Yes, a wall.
As you do say that, before the 10 seconds are up, he goes, well done, lass.
Ah.
And you see as he bows, once more, he also, Mirage fades and disappears.
Okay, bye.
Well, that's
it's just... Bye. Thanks for playing. What have they won, Bob?
Alright. As you go to the group of three, each one of them looks at you with a smile, and each one says a single stanza to this one. The elf just looks at you and goes, iron roof, glass walls. The human, burns and burns. The halfling, and never falls.
A lantern.
lantern.
That was brilliant.
The three of them just look at Varkesh and go, he has some brains.
Oh,
That he does. As they all
I
three,
can make lanterns, so I know this one.
they all Mirage fade.
I'm gonna give Varkesh a high five.
Just slaps me in my arm. Ow. Oh, I mean, let's try that again.
Yeah, here.
Okay, guard over here. Let's do it.
All right.
I got one. I
As
cannot be
you-
classified as stupid.
As you go to this guard, he looks at you and goes, what kind of ear cannot hear?
Corn.
Corn.
He looks at you and kind of goes, that was quick. And you see him,
I like corn.
Mirage fade into nothing.
We're getting pretty good at this.
That was just a pun. I'm great at puns.
All right. You go to the last set of three at the top. Three humans looking about each other, each dressed in dark black. And they look at you, and they speak in an eerie unison, almost like a chant. He who makes me doesn't want me. He who buys me doesn't need me. He who uses me doesn't care.
Ferrari. No. It's worth a shot. Say that again. He who doesn't what?
Your time is up.
Thanks. Don't get a do-over.
You can roll a quick history check, and I'll repeat it for you if you can score above 10.
I shall. I hope I do. Bollocks. History.
I did not roll above a 10.
Let's see. Oh my god, I can never find history. Boom, 17.
So they said, "He who makes me doesn't want me. He who buys me doesn't need me. He who uses me doesn't care."
Tears.
Jewelry.
As you smile and say nothing, they look at you all and go, "Incorrect."
Oh, God.
Great, now we're going to get killed by Daleks.
And as you say that, though, the guard, the 3 humans, and the elf all shimmer and begin to change shape as suddenly the mirage, instead of holding human form, you see these dark silhouettes stand and begin to change. The elf falling onto all fours as gray fur bristles across his back. The humans, each of them spouting pairs of arms, and they all fall to the ground. As then you see the captain behind you, the guard, that just seems to kind of get on all fours, blow up insides with 2 massive tusks coming out. I need you all to roll for initiative.
God,
Tusks? Who has tusks?
are they bored?
Oh, I got an 18, but I have not double clicked on my.
I have to play.
All right. So, Marcus, you would be
I'm doing all the way
there.
there. I'm sorry. Either way, yeah, I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there.
All right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Who goes first, I wonder?
Oh, am I gonna reroll or am I good at that 18 there? You just manually add in.
Well, my dex is 2.
All right.
This is 2.
I
So,
guess we rock, paper, scissors for it.
Rook,
Let's fight for it.
you need me to add that into there for you. So we'll go ahead and add your turn at 18. All right. Now, the 3 individuals that you saw, they no longer are what they were.
Are they all werewolves?
From what you can tell, as you see them,
Warthogs.
they seem to
Ooh.
be creatures.
Ew!
That's gross.
Oh, I don't like these things.
All right. So, let's go ahead and get their rolls in.
What the fuck is that? Oh, God. These are my
Something gross we need to kill.
I don't
So
like-
something from the movie The Thing.
All right. So we've got a
That's
15
spider.
for them. Let me just scroll up so I can see them. All right. 15.
I'm just going to say this for the record now. Varkesh thinks this halfling is an asshole.
It's a
I'm
test.
wanting to give him the book less and less.
All
So what was
right.
the answer to that last riddle? Because I've never heard that one before.
Oh, the answer to that riddle, just for fun, for everything, is a casket.
Oh.
Makes sense. I still think tears works too, though. Just saying.
We can buy tears.
And so did water for the one down below. I understand they're not the riddle answer we're looking for, but they were.
Those 2 are
Also,
really
you can buy tears. Eye drops.
They're not tears, though. They're eye drops.
There are no eye drops in this
They're
universe.
artificial eye drop.
I'm just happy I got Lantern.
All right.
Yeah.
So the wolf will roll his 18. All right.
Oh shit, he died of me.
And now for the boar. A 17. Not bad. Luckily for the viewers, they get to see the rolls, so they know I am not lying. These are legits.
Me, all the mobs, and then Varkesh and Valindra.
All right.
Yep.
Just like
So-
twiddling our thumbs waiting.
Top of the
Yeah.
round. I believe, Cody, you have a higher dex. Yours is like a 4.
Plus
So
5.
You'll go first.
Okay, I'm going to take a stab at this fellow here, since Valandra is here with me. That'll be a natural 1, so that's no good.
Ooh, sadly no. Yeah, you try to quickly stab the spider and go in. You just kind of miss nothing but the carcass and it's back.
Then still just take a bonus action to fire at my hand.
Alright, so when you fire, and it does hit as you shoot the bolt inside, you do get the sneak attack because Valindra is nearby. 13 damage.
Rolled very poorly.
Not bad, not bad. The creature does seem to take it, and you can see there's a bolt spewing out this ichor inside of it. It looks hurt.
That'll end my turn.
Alright. You do see that behind you, Varkesh, a wolf pounces on your shoulder and tries to bite at your neck.
Ah, bad puppy, bad.
It rolls
Doesn't
a 12. Yeah, just sadly no advantage for it. Now, so you see it's unable to get past the metal as you have your armor keeping it from going inside as you shrug it off. But from behind, you hear the clumping hooves as a boar comes around the corner and charges right towards you.
Ugh.
Let's see. I think his movement is only 40 feet, so he does have to dash. So, he does not attack you. He's just charging forward, but you can see the 3 spiders immediately start climbing up the walls, getting to the higher vantage point, moving away. Rook, you do get an attack of opportunity.
I will definitely take that. That'll be a 20 to hit.
Oh, that does hit.
For an additional 6 piercing damage.
Alright, so you do see that that spider is looking pretty hurt. As you
I've already rolled 3 1s for damage, guys. This is great.
But the spiders do seem to kind of get to the top as they climb up and look down at all 3 of you. Each one of them seeming to take out what appears to be from their abdomen a thick, sticky white mess that just shoots out towards you, making a web.
I don't like this.
So, they make their ranged attack first. We'll go for Valendra.
That's okay.
This is a 12. Does that hit?
No.
Alright, so you just see it move off to the side as you quickly dodge, and it doesn't seem to catch you. Rook. 14.
That'll miss.
Alright, again, you also duck to the side as a web line goes right through it. Varkesh. 14.
Misses.
Alright, so you see these web lines just shoot out, but each of you are quick enough to avoid getting actually hit by the sticky web, leaving just these little sea lines suspended from the roof down towards the ground. Varkesh.
Alright, I'm going to grab the wolf and throw him at the spider.
Okay, that is a grapple to grab onto it, and then it takes an action to throw, so you wouldn't be able to throw him, but you can grapple him.
In my series of orders, that's what I'm planning on doing.
Alright, so go ahead and roll for your grapple attack.
Athletics?
Yes. Alright, and we see if the wolf can outbeat that.
But it does.
It rolls a... delay 12! No! So, as you are able to get your arms around it, it struggles, and you can see it almost gets out of your grasp, but you're able to buckle down and just grab up and pull it back. Now it's stuck in your grasp.
And I think that's it.
Alright. Valendra.
I'm going to outblast this one.
Alright, so you go and arch your pointing up. You fire 2 blasts up to the spider.
Pretty sure
The
it's
first
27.
one does hit, doing 2 force damage to the creature, as you can see a slight bit of it bumping back from the impact.
And the second one does not hit, so is it?
Sadly, no, it does not.
I didn't. No.
Rook,
Okay.
unless you wish to move.
I'm gonna stay where I am, actually.
All
I'm pretty
right.
happy.
Rook, what do you wish to do?
How tall are these buildings?
Each building looks to be about 15 feet to 20 feet high, similar to the distance that you saw from the beam.
I want to try to get up on top of this building here.
Okay, so you do have to use half your movement to do that, so you will be able to climb up the buildings, but go ahead and make an athletics check for me as you try to get up there.
Good thing.
Oh, you're
16.
fine. Yeah, you're able to spend all your movement, and you get right up to the roof as you look at the spider that you had wounded, blood still seeping and dripping down onto the tiles.
I'm going to use my bonus action to insightful fighting it.
Okay.
It'll be a 24 insight.
Alright, and it makes a deception check for you. My guess is it's not going to succeed.
We'll see.
16, no. So you notice that its weakness is pretty much in the abdomen where your bolt is. It looks to be oozing out a lot of its insides. If you probably kept going for that, it would go down.
Excellent. So I'll go ahead and take my rapier and try to jam it into the same spot where that arrow.
Go right ahead.
AJ, real quick while he's doing that, they said in chat that the music's really loud.
The music is loud. I was trying my best to see if I could get it. So we'll go ahead and tick it off. No battle music today, sadly. I'll try that next week to see if I can get something better. But we'll stick with the ambient noise, because that one at least is not too
So
bad.
just little tweaks here and there as we progress.
And I will unfortunately miss. Not on my turn.
14? A 14? That hits.
Insightful fighting doesn't grant advantage. It just gives me sneak attack.
Oh, sadly. Oh.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you tried to, but the spider just moves out of the way real quick, scuttling across the roof. Darn. The wolf is going to just try to bite you. It's not going to try to get out of the grapple. It's just going to try to go full on into your armor. 14. Does not hit. Now, you see, again, your armor is keeping this, like, wolf from getting anywhere inside the soft, supple flesh, and it's just biting against metal. But the boar, in its full charge, continues its motion, and it goes up to skewer you from behind. Actually, the wolf gets advantage. I'm sorry, I realize, as long as it has someone within 5 feet, which the boar is. Does 21 hit you?
No, it does not.
All right, so still the same thing. So no problem for you with your good old.
See, this is why every party needs a forge cleric. We're untouchable.
All right, so sadly it didn't get to do its full charge, so it doesn't get the charge bonus, but it does get to tusk you.
Tusk me?
Well, an 8. It tries with an 8. Does that work?
An 8, did you say?
No. So you see that as it tries to bump against your armor, it just scrapes across it, and you see it move into position to get closer to Valindra. Now the spiders, you do see that they also once more look down. Let's see if they've recharged their web. So we've got the first one. That one does.
No.
That one does. No. And that one, wow, okay.
No.
So 3 5s, yes, they do. And they will once more try to shoot out webs to each one of you. This one does make it a disadvantage to you, Rook, because you are within melee of it. So it cannot get that perfectly lined up. So let's see.
Guys, I think
good thing, because its natural 20 was the first one, so 7 does not hit. The first one just goes wide, as you're able to quickly dodge it. The other one goes for Valindra. 7 does not hit. And the one for Varkesh. A 19 does not hit.
Does not hit.
So again, you guys are quite able to dodge these ranged attacks, and you're not really slowed by any of these assaults. Varkesh, you still have the wolf in your grasp.
I do, and seeing as the boar decided to gore my thigh muscles, my powerful reptilian thigh muscles, I do not appreciate that. So with the wolf in my grasp, I'm going to swing around and whack-a-mole the boar with the wolf.
Okay, so using the wolf as an improvised weapon.
Indeed I am.
All right, go ahead and make your attack with disadvantage, because you are kind of trying to move this wiggling thing.
Just a flat strength, right?
It is a flat strength at disadvantage.
You've got to pick up Tavern Brawling for that improvised weapon proficiency.
I know. Is it showing up?
No, nothing showed up quite yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
Oh, there
it goes.
All right, 9. 9 does not hit, sadly. You do get close to the boar, but it just, the wolf is wiggling too much, that just kind of makes impact, but it doesn't do any damage. Just kind of flops a little bit.
And that's all I will do. I'm not wasting any spells.
Valindra?
I'm going to Eldritch Blast the same one that I did the first time.
All right, not being deterred by that. Your second one hits as the first one goes just slightly wide, and you do get a small impact on the creature.
Yay.
Not bad. Rook, it's you on the roof.
I'll take another stab at the spider.
All right, go ahead.
Wait a minute, would I not got advantage because technically the boar is between me and Valindra?
It's not quite at that flanking maneuver. It's from left to right. It had to be a full-on from her being behind you. So if you moved down, you would do that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so the 15 does hit.
Okay. Oh, oops, sorry. I clicked reroll, and another one of my damage.
Plus your sneak attack.
Yeah, well, there.
Which is fine, because with the sneak attack, you are able to jab your rapier right into where the bolt is and pull it out. As you can see that the bolt is now free. The entire blood and organs just fall out, and you see the spider just go off to the side and curl up. And as it curls up, it disappears.
Okay. I will go ahead and rush up to this one here and insightful fighting.
Okay, go right ahead.
I rolled a 27 insight.
I'm pretty darn sure it is not devious enough to, No, rolled a 2. Yeah, so you can tell that it seems to be weakest on the underbelly.
Wait, and that'll end my turn.
All right, the wolf is not too happy with you, Varkesh, trying to now bump him on there. So, but he's still going to try to bite you. He's just full on like savage snarling. He has no real desire to get away from you. You are his target, so he's just trying to bite you as hard as he can. He does get advantage because the boar is nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And he rolls a D roll, slowly lagged. Go for me.
Go.
Oh, there it goes. All right, it rolled twice. I'm sorry. 23.
Does hit.
Okay, so you take 14 piercing damage.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Now, please make for me a strength saving throw.
I will do that first before I reduce my health.
Oh, wait. It was a 23?
It was a 23.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because I have the protection as a reaction. Does it need to happen before the attack roll happens?
You do it as the attack roll happens.
Okay. So I couldn't do it now.
Well, you could. I mean, technically, you can do it as the attack happens. It's similar to how, like, when you see Grave Clerics can negate a critical 20 with their reaction.
Okay.
So you, as a reaction, could see that it looks like it's about to get somewhere, and you just spend it. Yeah. I will
protection that. Not hellish resistance.
I was going to say that doesn't seem to be the right one. All right, so you can see a creature, instantly impose disadvantage. The creature had advantage on its attack, so you basically made it flat. It rolled a 23 on its flat.
Okay.
So, sadly, it still goes through.
Oh.
Save, yes.
I know, you tried. And you were able to get yourself close there, and as you try, you... Damn it, just at the last second miss. And as you see Varkesh get bitten, he goes... and falls onto the ground prone.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
That's okay. It's fine,
as he's now prone, the boar comes from there and tries to skewer him up on the ground, as he's, a vulnerable target at this point. You see him do a tusk attack. 18 does not hit, I bet.
No, it does not.
Trying to ram the tusks in between the metal sheets does little for the attack, as it just chinks off to the side. No damage to you.
I'm going to enjoy eating bacon tonight.
Alright, so let's see. Does the first spider get its web back? No. Second one? Yes. So, the one that is up there with you, Valindra, it's going to try to web you again.
Please don't.
So, it's going to have to do a web attack. 13.
No.
Gosh, you're able to dodge these webs. They are nothing to you. Rook, however, this one is no longer having its webs recharged. It's going to try and bite at you with its fangs.
Very rude.
21.
That'll hit.
All right.
The uncanny dodge.
All right, so you take half of the 8 to 4 piercing damage. Go ahead and make a con saving throw.
You got it. 14.
All right, you are able to resist the poison as it doesn't seep in and start to sting as hard, as you're able to just pull it out enough so that it just nips, slight nip, not enough to actually do full damage to you. So you only take the 4 piercing.
Sweet.
All right, Varkesh, it's your turn.
Right. Okay. I am going to stand up,
All right.
and then I am going to smack the wolf right on the muzzle. So as I do that, it's going to be inflict wounds.
Oh, with your hand. All right, so you just take your hand and you push it into the muzzle. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
Just no.
Bad. I mean, there is newspaper to the snout. This is now 10 times as cruel if you can hit it.
25.
That absolutely hits as you.
That's that was a level 1, just to clarify.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, so you do the first bop on the nose, and as you do it begins to seep in, and you can see it blacken and almost kind of deteriorate as the fur falls off like a terrible mange. It looks hurt.
Bad dog.
Yeah, it does try to shake it off, but you can see just most of the fur just keeps falling away, and you can see bits of the skin deteriorate, leaving like just this constant upper lip. There's no like cover; it's just this nasty set of fangs just growling at you.
I've created a zombie dog.
It looks nasty as hell.
Yeah.
Bonus action or movement of any kind?
No, I'm going to stay here and continue being a tit that gets hit.
Did you want to move into a flanking position for Valindra?
I will. I will go right here, and I will go, Valindra, thank you.
Distraction. Valindra.
You're welcome. I will.
Freeze, apparently.
Oh no, did she freeze? Oh no.
She's frozen.
We'll have to wait for Valindra to come back. Slowly.
I will be Valindra. I would like to cast a spell at something.
Would it perhaps be Eldritch Blast?
You know what? You're a better Valindra than I am.
I suspect it might actually be Shadow Blade, with an attack with advantage on the board.
See, this is the horrible.
Oh, alright, so she'll be right back. Hopefully they'll fix the... I know right now we are all skewed very oddly. I am now in Valindra's spot. So, not the right spot. But we shall get that fixed in just a second when she comes back. But yes, in the meantime, of course, technical difficulties do happen. I hope everyone is enjoying everything so far. Stick around a little bit longer, as you will soon see we will go on our break, and we shall have ourselves a little mini raffle going on. But yeah, at the moment we can do some tiny Q&As if you would like, while we wait for Valindra to come back.
My name is Varkesh. What questions do you have?
Let's see. I can definitely tell that the chat is saying Shadow Blade. They want her to Shadow Blade.
Because it's the right answer.
But she is a warlock. She only gets like 2 spells, really. I mean, she has a 3rd with her pact weapon, but... Ooh,
Sister.
Is it worth it now?
So weird.
I mean, they're just beasts, but they do seem to be leveled up beasts in a way.
What inspired you in making your characters?
I don't feel that Dragonborn get enough love. And they're just cool. They're awesome.
For me, I really love ravens. I've always loved the idea of Kenku, but I could never get the hang of doing the kind of the thing where they have the where they have to mimic everybody and speak. Never something I've been really interested in even attempting to do. So having an opportunity to play one with a little bit of tiefling influence, which is another thing, I absolutely love tieflings, allowing me to kind of get around that whole mimicry requisite, it was perfect. Those for the racial options.
We are running a homebrewed campaign. Well, Andrew is.
So yeah, but we do have one, I think, let's see, since this is my first time here, are you guys running specific... Oh, home design, of course. You were answering that one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Great. Yes, it is a homebrew... The most of it is still sensitive to typical D&D rules. The only real difference is that the players can now choose half-breeds, so they can be half of one race and another by taking primary and secondaries and meshing them together. You can see the half-breed rules. I posted it on the Twitter. You can look at it there. Other than that, the only other difference I think that is very noticeable is that there are items that are specifically unique to this world, as well as dragons being able to be spellcasters more so than what they are in 5th edition, which is less so. Other than that, that's it. Let's see. Any new peeps, please feel free to hit all. Should they do that? Attune. Also, I can spell. What flaws did you incorporate in your PCs because they are half-breeds?
Varkesh is an incredible alcoholic, given the chance.
And I just took the whole thing where the birds are like ridiculously vain, and I'm playing that up a lot whenever I get the opportunity. Also, he's really petty, and I think that's great.
Varkesh is also unapologetic and can be quite possessive. But that's an inherent trait of blue dragons.
So it's not really a... Well, in my case, it wasn't really a flaw that's because they're half-breeds, but it is a thing that comes into play.
There is a slight aspect to the world where those who are half-breeds, some people see them as a slight abomination or just very much against the natural order, because it is a new a new kind of creature, basically, that has come into this world due to the fact that because of the previous age in this world, much of the life that existed had been eradicated and wiped out. And so when magic was released back into the world, there was this extra flow, almost kind of like a surge that allowed new life to kind of come into its own creation because of the return, as well as the fact that it was kind of trying to rebalance the loss it had felt. The world was correcting itself, and by correcting itself, it did it by meshing a few races that had never been able to mesh before. But yes, I did get some word back from Kayla. She did say that she's trying to get back on. Should be just a second. Then we can fix all this up, hopefully, real quick. For the layouts and everything, because right now Rook is Rook and Varkesh is Varkesh, but I am in Valindra's spot and I'm kind of a little weirdly skewed.
What about half me at the moment? And to answer your question, Stormikogi, Rook is a Kenku and Tiefling cross.
Yes, he does have the 4 red eyes. Yeah.
Spring break.
Each one seems to incorporate a bit of some of their own races. Rook has horns and 4 reddish eyes from his hellish background. Valindra has red markings on her face and horns similar to tieflings. Varkesh, of course, looks like a dragonborn, except he is huge, like a Goliath, so he stands at 8 foot tall, so it's big, broad, and blue.
So he kind of looks like a blue dragonborn that had really good genetics to be really tall, and also spends about 90% of his waking time in the gym.
Yeah.
I don't think Rin will make a guest appearance here, sadly. I don't know how I would incorporate that. Maybe we'll put a character that's similar in personality, but gotta keep some things, to be special in one spot.
Yeah, Varkesh is like an 8 foot tall, high 600s, close to 700 pound blue dragonborn.
He's pretty hefty.
No, he's a big guy.
Alright, so I think before Kayla comes back, just in the meantime, we'll do what she probably would do when it comes to combat right now. So we'll go ahead and play her off a little bit as we get her to come back, just so we don't sit here too long in the waiting period. So she, players, and Valindra. Alright, Valindra's going to make an Eldritch Blast right at the spider up at the top, because, that spider has it coming to it, and it should be dead. And gosh darn it hasn't died yet, so let's see. First one. Natural 20! So, yes, Valindra hits pretty darn hard on that one. Let's see if she rolls high for damage. 7 and 4. Not bad. She does 11 with her first strike, puncturing it straight into the creature as it falls back a little bit from the first impact. As the second one, she comes around and twirls and flings out again. We see if she can hit. 16 does hit as she sends the second blast forward, dealing 6 damage. Ooh, nearly killing it. The creature is still standing, but it looks really wounded. Most of its legs are kind of crumpling in on itself. It's barely able to keep its stance as it wobbles on the rooftop. Rook, what do you want to do?
I'll go ahead and try to stab into the underbelly of the one right in front of me here.
All right, go right ahead.
That'll be a 16 to hit.
That absolutely hits, and you get your sneak because of your insightful fighting.
For 22 points of damage.
22, nice. The creature looks really hurt as you go right underneath it and skewer it up and pull it out. You can see that it's barely standing, just like Valindra's. It's just holding on for dear life.
I'll go ahead and use my offhand to unload a crossbow at it.
All right, with your expert feat, you shoot the bolt. It just
14.
hits. Just hits.
4 or 5 points of piercing.
And as you do, it embeds in, and the creature hits and curls on the side, legs coiling into it before it just kind of... And then Mirage disappears.
Excellent. And now I'll go ahead and use my movement to jump back down here.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Okay. 1 moment
Yeah, it is a 20-foot drop.
17.
You are fine. You are able to tumble roll down, kind of grabbing on a few things and just kind of swinging it down, landing with ease. All right, so you're going to land there. You're not moving back there.
Right. Correct. And then, do I have any movement left?
Oh, yeah. You acrobatics, you just fall. You don't do... And you could have always gone on the roof and jumped from any point there.
Okay, yeah, so I'll go ahead and just move myself right here. and end my turn.
All right.
Kayla looks like she's back.
Is she back?
She pops up in
funny. We'll see what happens here.
Oh, good. So we'll see. All right. The dire wolf is going to try and bite at Varkesh. He's very adamant at getting you, seeming to try and snarl and just get his teeth inside your flesh again. 13 does not hit.
Misses.
So again, you just bring up your shield, just keeping the wolf at bay as it's just snapping at you, not getting anywhere. The boar will turn and look at Valindra and will shove its tusks towards her, hoping that she might be an easier target. 10. No. Valindra, with her own shield, brings it down, and as the boar skewers itself into the wood, she just shoves it off, preventing it from doing any damage. The spider, though, from above, is going to go off the roof and jump and try to attack you, Rook, as it descends from the sky.
What a rude dude.
So it's going to try and bite you with a 23.
That'll hit.
All right, you reaction.
Get it up.
All right, so it's 9, half of that 4 again. Only take 4 piercing, but roll a con save for me.
You got it. There it is. 9 this time.
Sadly, no. As you do feel it get in there, the poison begins to push inside your arm, and you feel that pulsing pain as you take an additional 5, very low damage, 5 poison damage. But yeah, let's see. Yep, you're fine. Yep. We go with Varkesh. It's your turn.
Okay. I am going to sigh reluctantly and take out my mace, because I really dislike using weapons all too much, and I'm then going to clobber the back of the boar.
Okay, so you go ahead and you bring out your mace.
With my
and
fire activated.
Yes, as your Forge Cleric begins to kind of seep the heat into it as the metal ignites slightly from the fire, and you bring it down, make your attack.
17.
Oh, that hits.
6.
And an additional d8 of fire damage. Or is it 2d8? I think it's 1d8.
It's 1d8.
1d8 of extra fire damage. 7.
Okay.
Alright.
And my bonus action, can I kick the wolf in the face? Just lift a big old dragon foot and just give him a quick boot to the chops? Not to do any damage, but just to keep his attention on me.
Well, his attention is on you. I mean, you basically are... It's a part of your attack as you stomp forward, and as it kind of backs a little bit, you use that opening opportunity to kind of make it look up to you as you bash it on the head with your mace, just kind of really inflicting the damage. It's focused on you. You kind of disintegrated its maw, so it's pretty pissed.
I'm fine with that.
Valindra, with her positioning, she just goes and takes her 2 hands and extends them out either way, sending 1 Eldritch Blast to the spider and 1 to the wolf as she fires them off. First to the spider. 23 hits. And with that max damage, you see the spider immediately fall backwards, just flying and tumbling as it just curls into the back and crumples before it just disappears. And you can see that she sends the second one straight to the wolf. 24 does hit as you see her once more shoot that forcive blast right to the creature, dealing an additional... Roll for me! 9 damage! Wow, God, she's doing really well now. But yeah, as you see the wolf get blasted backwards, suddenly impact from the head, and then its core body just kind of takes a quick sidestep as the whole force pushes it off its feet. Rook, it's your turn.
Alright, I'll go ahead and run around the corner here. I'm going to stab at the boar this time, I think.
Alright, go ahead and stab at the boar.
For 17 to hit. It'll be 6 plus sneak attack for a total of 24 points of damage.
Nice. Yeah, you do see you get right through the thick hide and you pull it out and you see a spurt of red just come out from that kind of near arterial cut. As you can see, it's hurt. The creature's not too good from that.
No, go ahead and bonus action disengage to get back up here.
Alright, the wolf will stand up and look between the two of you. It's going to go for Valindra, no, actually Varkesh, because Varkesh, you still did the most damage, you taunted it, and the creature got spanked on the head with that mace. It's not happy. Plus, it will just go right for you. 23.
It's
Alright, you take 14 piercing damage as you now make a strength saving throw to not fall prone. DC is 13.
saving throw. Ugh.
Sadly, the creature, as he pounces and bites on you, you see you just kind of fall back with the weight a little bit as it just goes to your neck and kind of punctures a little bit before pulling out. As you can see, a small spray of blood.
Ow.
The boar, seeing you on the ground, is going to turn and attack you, getting advantage because you are on the ground prone.
Son of a beach.
And that one's going to try to tusk you again. 22.
Just meets.
Oh, then it just goes through. So you do take 11 slashing damage as the tusk comes right up and you try to bring your shield up, but it just scores across the arm in a slight break in the armor. But it is your turn.
I'm going to get up.
All right.
I'm going to smack the wolf. No, I'm going to smack the boar with my mace.
Okay.
So with the fire. And then I will then use my bonus action to healing word myself at level 2.
All right, so go ahead and roll for your attack.
25.
8, actually.
On the boar?
Oh, you said the boar? I thought you said the wolf.
No, I said wolf first and then boar because I realized I was flanking.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you swapped it to boar. Got it. And yes, 25 does hit.
5 plus 1d8. 1d8. 4. Much
9 damage. Nice. You do see that you do get a nice solid smack on the side of the creature as you can see some of the fur igniting as the little singe of the trail of fire smacks into it. And you heal yourself with your offhand, just touching and...
Healing word at level 2.
Alright, and you bless yourself with a... Alright,
9.
9 healing damage because you have the nice little feat to quickly get yourself healed up. Well, actually, no, you don't need that for that one. But yeah, you're good. Bonus action. Safe and sound. You heal
And
up.
that is me.
Alright, Valindra, seeing the wolf try to go at you and pushing you on the ground, not too happy, she sends another Eldritch Blast to try and get it off you for good. 12. Nope, that one misses, but she sends the second one at it, and it would no. So, now we embody Valindra a little bit with her misses as she goes a little wide as the creature, just as it pounces off, she kind of goes where it once was, missing it. Rook.
Okay, I will go ahead and come around the corner instead of putting myself in stabbing range there. Take a stab at the boar from here.
Alright, as you go ahead and you do a quick jab from behind. 20 does hit.
Do I have flanking?
I'd just say you would have flanking in this one because you were aiming to try... Oh. Okay,
I wouldn't say he had.
Yeah, sadly, because Valindra is hockey, yeah, so... That misses, I'm afraid, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and take the offhand with the crossbow at it anyway.
Alright, that you can do. Oh, that
22.
hits. Absolutely. And you do get the sneak because you are within 5 feet of an ally. 16 damage.
16.
Nice. Yeah, as you do, you see that it embeds itself in the boar and it rears back a little bit as you can see it kind of topple on the side, having difficulty breathing. It just lays there before it also mirages and disappears.
And put myself back behind Valindra because there's still a wolf there.
There is still a wolf there, and the wolf is going to be known as it makes another bite attack, but not at advantage. No allies within range. Oh, lucky you, because it rolled a crit and a nat 1, so it makes a nat 1 attack. So, no. It tries. It really darn tries, but you're able to just keep it away from you, kind of keeping the shield between you and it. Your turn.
Okay, I'm going to put my, just like lower my my mace and just raise my shield hand and just give it a good smack across the face against a bad puppy and just inflict wounds again.
Okay, level 1, 2, 3.
Level 1.
All
Level
right.
1.
Level 1.
17.
That hits. 26.
Jeez.
That
26.
is overkill with your 2 10s there, but yes, you are able to bring your hand down. How do you want to do this?
I just want to go, bad puppy, and Chuck Norris it right on the neck and just have his head fall off.
Okay. So you just go, bad dog. You karate chop right to its neck as you see that the decayed energy just sinks through quickly and just flops it down as it makes a wet squish onto the ground.
Did it shit
Separated.
itself?
Well, it's decayed, like kind of like flesh is just soft and just rotted from that necrotic touch. It just...
Alright, fair enough. It's
Whoops
you made
out.
it sound like it shat itself.
Well, it eventually will do that as it had died, but before it can get to that stage, it disappears.
Okay.
And as you do see that the wolf finally disappears and you are safe and alone, you do hear once more the clapping. Well done, my friends!
Oh, that's patronizing.
Perhaps you might be willing to take on a more difficult opponent. And you see he's up on the roof, just off to the side, across the fountain, and as he stands there, you see his form begin to shimmer, just like the mirage, and as it begins to break and wave across, it gets larger and larger, and you see what looks to be a large copper-scaled dragon just standing there with tints of what looks to be like this teal blue that is rusted on a bit, and it looks down at you and kind of does like a bit of a smirk and goes, "How about we play?" And you see him lunge forward. And we're going to take a break at this point.
Shit!
But yeah, so...
I knew that hobbit was a bloody copper dragon.
As we try to get Valindra her chance to come out of this terrible hellhole of no internet, first world problems, we know. But we are going to go ahead and use this time to do the raffle giveaway. So... good fun there. Sadly for us, the actual Twitch is not working for the actual bot, so we're going to have to do this old-fashioned style. So, for what we will do in the meantime, is we will go ahead and put the names down. For those who wish to enter, I will copy your names and assign you numbers, and we will do a D, whatever the number total is, roll in the actual critical roll, in the Roll20 roll. And we'll see who wins from there. So, those of you who are interested, please type in the word dragon. If you type in dragon, I will then record your name, and we will go from there. So, we'll go ahead and do that. Of course, Cody and Scott, if you need to take breaks, time to pee or anything, go right ahead.
Yep, and I'm going to take advantage of it. I will be right back.
Barkesh does not need to pee.
I mean, not yet, but you are going to be facing a dragon, so...
No, I've already done it, hence why I don't need to do it.
I see, okay. Got it. Alright, so I've got those 3 names right there. I'm capturing them on a print screen, so I have them. And then I shall move them over here, just so we have them. Oh, look, she's back! There she is! Yay!
Oh my god.
Just in time! Alright.
Fuck, my camera. Why? I'm in Valindra's spot, and now Valindra is Varkesh.
Oh, I know. When Cody comes back, we will
There
fix
is
that.
no end to my talents.
But we will absolutely get that fixed.
I'm having to use the hotspot on my phone, so I cannot use Roll20 and Zoom at the same time.
Okay, alright. I can definitely do the rolls for you accordingly if you need me to. I hope you trust me since I rolled a nat 20 and I rolled pretty good on your damage die.
I trust you more than Can you just make all my rolls for me?
No. We like to see failure, so no. Alright, so let's see. So we're going to go ahead and...
Valindra just got homely.
We'll keep it open for another 2 more minutes. Anyone else who wishes to put their name in for the raffle, it is dragon. Type in the word dragon. We so far have what appears to be... we have Ceridwin, K. Brotig, Storm Corgi. Those 3 right there. And Squirrel, 6288. Yes, we've got those 4 right now. So, anyone else who wishes to put their name in, please go ahead and type in dragon. If anyone has difficulty getting onto things, do you wish me to type dragon in for you as if you were doing it?
I want in the raffle.
Okay.
You're a player.
I'm okay with... Well, players are open to this too. I mean, this is me first trying it out, but... I mean, it'd probably be nice to give it to a viewer.
Yeah, I won't do it this week.
Alright, okay, we'll leave it to the viewers. That's 1 less for the probability to win, so alright.
I guess.
I know, you're so generous. Everyone will thank you for... Well, whoever the winner is will thank you for it.
Yeah, because I totally win.
I mean, you're saving your luck probably at this point. You were just, like, holding it back.
Haha, what luck.
Alright. So with those names set, okay, we are going to go ahead and go with those 4. So I have with the 4 names here, we have, alright, so to start her off, we'll do Ceridwin, you'll be number 1, K. Brotig 22, you'll be number 2, Storm Corgi, you will be number 3, and Squirrel, you shall be number 4. I'll go ahead and put this as a, because thankfully very easy numbers to calculate, so I don't have to worry about this being too massively painful. God bless technology tonight. It's doing us wonders.
Not me. Stupid internet.
Alright. And there we go. Save that. Okay. Alright, so I'll go ahead and quickly open this up. There we go. Alright, so preview. Okay. Alright, just so we have them there, clear as day, so we won't be having any confusions. We'll put it right there. So, simple, easy at that point. Alright, and we'll go ahead and do the roll. So we'll go ahead and do our 1d4 there. Alright, so the 1d4, a 1! So the 1 goes to Ceridwen. Ceridwen, congratulations, you have won the sketch. So, for those of you other three, thank you for participating. I will try to see if this is a success, and we will continue on later, and at the moment, but yeah. Of course, I do know your name already on the Twitter, so you can direct message me there as to what you would like to see happen, and I will get that to you as soon as possible, hopefully within a day, if not tonight. But yes, so we got that done and dusted. Congratulations again, and of course, we'll be sharing whatever the image is, of course, on the Twitter for those who'd like to see it. And for those who would be in mind to know what might be next in store for those who try to go at it again. So, with that, let's just wait for Cody to come back, and we'll just quickly have everyone change their cameras, which will put us right in the correct spots instead of the lady and the gentleman swapping places.
Well, because I was thinking, shouldn't it just be, Scott should just be able to turn off his camera and turn it back on again. And
oh, we could try.
Down, right?
Go ahead, Scott. Try that. It did. It did. It did.
Did it work?
It did. The brains has prevailed.
Yay!
Excellent work.
That technology.
Excellent work. All right. Well then, we are good with that. Good job. Oh. All right. Ceridwen would like to say, I'd like to give my sketch to Kayla since I already have an AJ Picky.
Oh,
That's sweet.
it's so nice. You don't have to do that though. You can keep it if you wanted. I'd feel bad taking it.
Don't really do you?
But okay.
but okay.
But okay.
But okay.
I guess I'll tell you what I want later.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll do that. All right. All right. So we'll go ahead and get some of this started off. So, as we just left off, you encountered what appears to be a copper dragon on the rooftops looking at you all in the corner. As you all see him getting ready to attack, we'll re-roll initiative.
No.
Oh, I thought Cody was joking when he said we're gonna fight him. I thought that was a joke. Okay, can you roll initiative for me?
I can. So we'll go ahead and do this. And... oh, good. Just in time. So you're going to go ahead and roll for initiative, Cody, for you are now facing the dragon. So let's go ahead and roll initiative for you.
I forgot that I had myself muted. 1 moment.
No problem. No problem.
There we go. Hey, 22. I like
not
that.
Not bad. Not bad. And 6 for Valindra.
Of course. Of course.
Not too bad. Not too bad. And of course for our lovely friend, the dragon. Let me just quickly make sure this isn't whispered so you can all see it and know that I'm telling truths. So.
That's a lie.
All right, there we go. So let's see. What do we got? A 7.
Wow, I beat a dragon?
Yeah, not too dexterous, not too dexterous. All right. So, top of the round, we start with Rook.
All right. Let's see here. See, that's my regular movement. Go ahead and check how far away I am. Good to know. I'll just go ahead and take a dash action to get myself over to here, around the corner where he can't see me as well. And bonus action hide.
Okay. All right, so you try to get some cover and keeping yourselves hidden. He did see where you went to, but go ahead and make a stealth check.
27 from the hood.
Mm-hmm. Pulling up the hood, you kind of get low and down, staying hidden in the shadows of the building. Varkesh.
Did I see where Rook ran off to?
You did see the direction he ran to, where he seems to be kind of keeping low. It looks like he's kept into some shadows and like a little bit of the corner, so it's hard to see his form, but you know he's somewhere in that direction.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I should do this to Valindra because I don't know if it will be that inappropriate. Damn it! I really wish I could in character Varkesh knew where Rook was because this. Damn it! I will hold my action. I'll move forward a little bit. I'll hold my action, and when the dragon comes close, I will cast Spirit Weapon at level 2, and it will take the shape of a giant penis and whack the dragon on the side of the face.
Okay, so yeah,
as a surprise attack.
Why?
And I'm pretty darn sure you could do this because I mean I don't know what the rule is for holding bonus actions. It technically is just being your action anyways. I think you can do that. I think you can.
So.
For the moment, we'll just say you can because I don't really know if there's any difference. So yeah, so you go ahead and you get yourself ready to release it.
Yeah, because
actually no, yes, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. You can.
Okay, because I want to try and prank the dragon.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, yeah, totally. Because you can actually use your bonus action to cast it, but you're holding it, and you're going to use your reaction to release the spell.
Yes.
So you can absolutely do that until it gets within your proper choice of range. All right, so the creature, seeing you, immediately opens its wings and begins to flap into the air as he moves from across this little terrain and lands. Let me see, what is his... Yeah, he does have 80. Yep, so he does, and he lands right there on the rooftop and looks down at you. Mm-hmm. You see it breathe in for a moment. As it goes...
And as it breathes in, I cast Spirit Weapon and make it go in his mouth.
Okay, all right. So it releases as it opens its mouth. You see a jet of acid begin to come out. Go ahead and make your attack as you form the spirit weapon up and you shoot it to jam into its mouth.
20.
Oh, that hits. So yeah, you see him out as the vomit of acid just splays out, and as he does, you cork it in there as you get this back of the throat jab. 6 damage as you.
And then I will use my free action to shout surprise.
Okay, great. And as you do that, you go surprise. Oh, there's acid coming at you. I need you and Valindra to please make a dexterity saving throw. Actually, maybe it might not reach Valindra. Let's see if it does. It does. It just barely does. So Valindra will make that throw. All right, Valindra, you roll a 6. And Varkesh rolls steadily at 12. Nope, not good enough. So you suddenly see this acid line come right at you. You both take 38 points of acid damage.
Jesus.
But yeah, as you kind of quickly try to get this acid off you, just start to scrape it. You can see him just kind of coughing to get the weapon out of his throat, but he just looks around a little bit. Seeing you take the acid, he just kind of smirks a little bit. Not really fazed, but certainly surprised.
He is... I managed to get it. As he breathed in, I managed to get the spirit weapon penis in his mouth. Does that do anything?
Well, it certainly gags him and makes him take an impact as you shove it in the back of his throat. There's a bit of bruising there, but it does come out afterwards. And you can see that there's a bit of, like, it's just a shock. It's an absolute, like, did not expect that. And he's kind of in that moment of, like, touche, but not good enough to really face him.
I was trying to prank him.
I mean, you certainly made him kind of smile, but he doesn't seem to be...
Right.
He's like, good shot. Not the best shot, but good shot.
What do you mean not the best shot? I just shoved a spirit penis down his throat. I mean,
Valindra, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but that was a dick move.
Well, I don't think you regretted saying that much.
A little bit. Can I?
Guys.
Oh God! Did he say why he was attacking us? Was this the third challenge?
He did say, "Let's see how you can face a more challenging opponent."
Okay. I'm gonna try to hit him with Witch Bolt, I guess.
Okay.
Am I within 30 feet?
No, you have to move 10 feet forward, so you can just step 10 feet, getting within range.
Yeah, I'll step forward 10 feet and try to Eldritch Blast him.
Oh, not Witch Bolt?
Yeah, Witch Bolt, sorry.
Okay.
I'm so used to saying Eldritch Blast.
That's no
Witch
problem.
Bolt.
All right, Witch Bolt, which is just an attack. So you do the Witch Bolt. 18 just hits.
Ah,
And you
good.
do it at 4th level, right?
Yes.
Because you are a warlock and everything is at max. And you just... Ooh. All right, well, it's 16. Oh, not bad. I rolled a 10 and a 1, so they kind of... So yeah, so you do a total of 28 lightning damage to him as you see the Witch Bolt just zip out of your hands and goes straight to the creature as it locks in and begins to continually zap him with this electricity.
Okie doke.
Not bad, not bad.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Rook.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot at him with a crossbow. Am I hidden from him?
He doesn't seem to notice you at the moment.
Okay. And that'll be
27.
27 if hidden. Sweet.
Totally hits.
And that'll be a total of 22 points of damage.
Nice. Nice.
And then I will go ahead and dash around the corner here and use my bonus action to try to hide again.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make your stealth check with advantage. Okay.
22. Thankful for that.
All right. So he does get that slight bolt to him, and he turns around to try to see where you are as you quickly duck around the corner, not able to follow you perfectly. Varkesh.
okay, I'm going to Cure Wounds myself at level 3. And then I will move, and then Healing Word Valindra at level 2. Hopefully. Hopefully this works.
Okay.
Oh dear. Please roll big, please roll big, please roll big. Oh.
Well, you certainly... So you reach back to touch her. And
No, that's me. That's the Cure Wounds on me.
Okay, I see.
And then I will Healing Word at level 2 Valindra.
All right, as you blast the healing word back at her, she heals for...
Is Winnie still alive?
8. Well, Winnie technically... made it -8. Winnie technically was left on the pillar, was never resummoned, so Winnie is still technically there.
Oh, good. He's just watching the chaos.
Pretty much.
Okay, but he's in range of Valindra, right?
Not quite within range. He's not within 100 feet,
Yeah.
sadly.
God, the one time!
But
One
you
time!
can absolutely have Winnie come to you if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll have him get within 100 feet of me, but I want him to hide.
Okay.
Oh, and then I'm going to move.
All right.
I'm going to hide my big blue ass right over here.
Okay. Now, I can't remember if it's at the end. I think it's at the end, or is it the beginning they make their recharge?
Let's just start of the turn.
Start of the turn? All right. Okay. So, yep, you do see that the dragon looks down at you two, but he is a little bit more peeved at the pesky Kenku. And you see him turn over in this direction and land on the ground and begins to look for you, taking a quick glance to see if he can spot you. 25.
Damn.
So he does turn and he sees you as he locks his gaze right there. You trying to hide into the shadows, and you see him go around, and he goes ahead and he goes with his 2 claws to try and slash you and trap you into the spot, and then he bites down on you with his
No!
grass. So first with the claw. Natural 20.
Got one. Can he dodge that?
All right, so you take 10 instead of 20 of the slashing damage as the first claw goes down at you. You going, oh, weren't expecting it. The sudden shock and surprise attack just got its claws sticking deep. Second claw, 9. Does not.
That'll miss.
So you see that one, but you're ready to dodge. You keep it out of the way as you see his neck arch, and he comes down to bite on you. 17.
That actually just hits.
All right, so you take 17 piercing damage.
Oh, good.
As you're now cornered a little bit. Valindra, you can see the dragon has gone down and around the buildings a little bit. You can see the back part of its rear and tail.
Is he still within 30 feet of me?
No,
it's 45.
he's in 45 feet.
Then my witch bolt ends.
Okay, so sadly the witch bolt breaks. That's a shame. I thought the witch bolt had a much greater range.
No, it sucks. I don't know why I keep using it. I need to give up on it.
Oh, you probably need to get that feat to make it longer, but...
Isn't that Spell Sniper? Or am I thinking of something else?
Probably Spell Sniper, I think, might
I
do
think
it.
it's Spell Sniper, yeah.
Yeah, anything like that makes a spell attack.
I guess I will Eldritch Blast him.
Alright,
I
Eldritch
can't
Blast.
see myself right.
Okay, so you send the first one. 19 hits.
Yay!
You send the second one. 20 hits.
Yay!
First attack, 2 damage. Second attack, 6 damage. Total of 8 as you shoot these little on his butt.
Yay! I did it.
Not bad, not bad.
That might be the first time ever I've hit with both of my Eldritch Blast attacks.
Oh no, you did it previously in other combats. Just recently too, with a crit.
Yeah.
Oh. Just not while I... Okay.
Well, but yes, would you like to move?
Yeah, I'll move closer so that I can be within range of Winnie if he's not already there.
Okay, so during the end of your turn, basically, you will be constantly communicating with Winnie, like, get over here, get over here, get over here. Winnie can immediately move just his normal space, or you can do the version, well, sadly it's an action, so he's going to move. Winnie's just going to start moving. He can dash, he can use his action to dash, and he would get within 100 feet of you. But you can tell him to stay low and kind of keep out of range, but he's within 100 yards, or feet.
Yes.
Yeah, so you do feel his presence nearby.
Okay. Yay.
Any bonus action? No?
Nope.
No second wins?
Yeah, second win.
Okay.
Thanks, AJ.
You're welcome.
I'm going to second win.
And you're going to have it with Winnie right there?
Yes, so I
Okay.
get the full...
The full...
I did that on purpose.
11. A full 11 healing, yeah. Good job. Great tactics. So, but yeah. It is now down to Rook. What do you wish to do?
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and circle around my buddy the dragon here. I'll use my action to disengage and bonus action dash.
Okay, sure, fine. Yeah, you absolutely just kind of like GTFO. Off you go.
Straight up, I'm gone. Goodbye. That'll end my turn.
Flying the coop. Rook is gone. Varkesh, you can see Rook immediately in front of you, just kind of birdie dashing like mad. You can see he's wounded. There's a bit of blood trickling on his arm.
Oh. He'll be fine. So, I'm not in a great good situation with spells here, so I'm going to Cure Wounds myself at level 1 one last time. Oh, please roll better. Fucking much better, Jesus Christ.
Alright, 12.
Alright, and that's plus 12 to whatever the thing was. There we go. And I'm going to use my bonus action to move my large phallic spirit weapon to the dragon and whack him.
Alright. Dildo to the face. Go ahead and roll for your spirit weapon.
Yeah.
No.
Now, I will actually put a token down for you so you can actually
17.
have that, so we can have a teeny bit of something. 17, not bad, not bad. But yeah, your spirit weapon has basically followed around and down at that point.
Yep.
Alright.
So do I hit him?
Yes, 17 just hits.
7 force damage.
Not bad.
I used a lot of force.
You do the 7 force as you bring it, and it just slaps across the snout of the dragon, just kind of looking at it a little confused, and just the weirdest choice, but he's not one to question your options, but he does just kind of shake it away for a moment. as you see him. Well, you don't really see him. He's in the back, but you can eventually see what appears to be this rising copper glint that just goes up and above the buildings, and you see it fly high and then land down with a heavy thud. You see him turn and claw at Rook to grapple him. So Rook, you can make an athletics or acrobatics check to avoid this.
Okay, acrobatics it is.
Oh, you just enough. Yeah, you see he tries to grip you and it doesn't do anything as you quickly duck out of the way. And you see that as he does that, he looks at you for a moment, a little annoyed that you should have been gotten, but he just tries to grab you with his second claw. First one not going so well. Oh, natural one. No. So you see him just try to get, and then the other one just goes out of the way as you're a nimble little fucker, and then he turns and looks at Varkesh.
No.
And with his neck, he's able to reach and extend it all the way down to the ground and bite at you.
He's not. Is Varkesh within 5 feet of me?
No. And luckily for the dragon, it has 10-foot reach for that bite. So it goes with a 19.
Misses.
No, you see at the very edge, you just bring your shield, and as he tries to clomp down, it just stops. Like a gator on a stick. It's just...
Is it because I shoved a spirit willy down your neck?
You kind of see a glint in his eye as he looks at you, and you see him smile a little bit.
Oh, don't smile when I say
okay, right. You see that he's just a little curious as to your choice of weapon, but he doesn't seem to think it's bad. He enjoys it.
What will he do next?
Oh, God.
My next attack will be at the bird.
Not even... I deserve it.
Valindra, it is your turn. You are with 10 feet of the dragon. It has landed between your allies, kind of blocking Varkesh off from getting to you.
Can I move around the dragon to give Varkesh advantage?
Rukus seems to be giving him advantage if Varkesh chooses to step forward, and you can choose to get within 5 feet if you want.
I will.
I don't want to get within 5 feet. In fact, if his reach... Can I, back up a little bit, or since his reach is 10 feet?
Sure, you can back up further in the alley where the spiders were, or you can head towards the fountain.
Yeah, I'm going to back up further in the alley.
All right, so you spend a good, 15 feet backing away.
Yeah.
You can still see the dragon's rear.
Okay, and I want Winnie to come 15 feet, so I'm still within 100 feet of him.
Oh, no, yeah, Winnie was in the direction you're heading towards.
I will blast his butt.
Okay, with Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Blast.
I'm gonna blast his ass.
25 hits, and 21. You roll 25 and 21. Both strike 7 and 5 damage. A total of 12. Not bad, as you blast him in the derriere with 2 quick darts.
Aha. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Rook, it is your turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna grapple the dragon.
I'm gonna try to insightful fighting it. Just to see if I can.
Okay.
26.
7. Yeah, you do see that perhaps the greatest weakness, might be under the body, between the legs, where the soft belly meets kind of like the joints.
Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually drink that health potion we found in the old medicinal room in the
All right. That is a greater healing potion.
44 plus 4. 44 plus 4. For 13 points of healing to myself.
Nice. 13 heal to you as you quickly chug it down.
And that'll end my turn.
All right, Varkesh, it is you. The dragon is in front of you.
Yep. He's in front of me. So I'm going to rush him, and I'm going to grapple him.
Okay, with your mighty Goliath heritage, you use your own strength to take on creatures of this formidable size. Go ahead and make your athletics grapple check.
What?
Advantage.
Well, I guess since Rook is kind of distracting him, it is an attack of sorts. So I will give you 14, and he rolls a natural 20. So you try to grapple his foot, and you just see him look down at you as he just flicks you off with a quick. It's a snapping motion where it's usually you expected some kind of tug of war, but it was just a quick flip. Just some of those martial arts where they just and you're no longer holding him.
Damn
I'm
it.
still gonna need you to suplex this dragon at some point.
I am going to try and suplex it.
But yes, you still have your bonus action for your weapon.
I'm gonna move it closer.
Alright, it can move 20 feet, so it is closing in. As you can see, the dildo is beginning its lancing charge of going...
I don't like this.
I mean, Valindra, you do see around the corner this large, glowing dildo start to go towards the dragon's rear.
No. No.
The dragon is going to see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does.
I'm so sorry
You
for this.
see him begin to sweep and climb around the buildings, using himself to position and change his direction to get around Rook. Right there. And as he lines himself up, you see him inhale once more and get low to the ground as he shoots out a straight line of acid straight down the alley. Instead of letting it flop into the sky and land, it just goes like a geyser. Please make a dex saving throw for me.
19.
Ooh, you succeed.
Oh,
No damage! Evasion!
Nice.
You do, yes, and
17.
you succeed too. You take half the damage.
Damn right.
So you only take half of 32, which is going to be 16. You take 16 acid damage. Rook, you take none as you quickly duck out of the way and make sure none of it sizzles your feathers.
Sizzle.
Just lick a finger and kind of tap one down real quick.
Valindra, it is your turn. You can see now that the head of the dragon is staring down the alleyway as Rook nimbly dodges, but you have no idea what happened to Varkesh.
Okay, I will. Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast it one more time. Tried and true. Here we go. 21 hits.
Aha.
12 misses, sadly.
God.
But the first one does 6 force damage as you shoot it right towards the head and cause the cheek to be smacked.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It looks pretty rough. It just seems to be that there's a bit more of a break in his stance. There looks to be a bit more of like a wobble. There's
Aha.
less of a sturdiness. Rook.
Okay, I'm going to take a 5-foot step that way and go ahead and stab at him while I appear.
Okay.
There the button is. 19 to
That
hit.
hits, that hits.
Big sneak attack.
Yep.
For a total of 22 points of piercing damage.
Nice, nice. He looks really hurt.
And I will go ahead and use my bonus action to offhand crossbow shoot.
Go right ahead.
Then
That
11,
misses.
that's not gonna
That
be good.
whistles, no. Sadly, you get the first rapier plunge into the this joint right where the shoulder is, and you pull it out. As you can see, a line just kind of cut in, and then you just try to get the bolt, but goes to the other side, missing between the wings and neck.
That'll end my turn.
All right, Varkesh.
Alright. I'm gonna give it a guiding bolt to the tits at level 3.
Okay.
Okay, guiding bolt. 22!
Oh, it hits.
Fuck, I didn't get that crit.
Would have been so nice.
Level 3.
All right.
This would be 22 points of radiant damage. Oh, no, sorry, 11 because it's not the crit.
Yes.
Yeah.
11 points. How do you want to do this?
Jesus, 17.
What?
Yeah. How do you want to do it? No dildo combo, sadly. But how do I mean? Unless you want it to be, you can.
I want to use my dildo spirit weapon on him.
Go ahead and do your attack with advantage for your spirit weapon because you're comboing your timing.
Yes.
Go ahead and just let you do that.
Please hit. For the love of God,
My
please hit.
least favorite
It's,
thing
it's
that
gonna
ever
get
happened.
advantage. I'm pretty darn sure it'll hit.
10.
23. Advantage from your
Wait.
guiding bolt.
Does that work for spirit
Yes,
weapon?
yes, it absolutely
Yeah.
works. The next attack, which would be your spirit weapon.
Yes, so then what will happen is when the dragon is dazed, the spirit weapon dildo just goes back in his mouth and starts rapidly skull fucking him.
Okay, all right. So as you see you're just kind of feeling the acid burn. You look up with a bit of vengeance in your eyes. You can see that his mouth is still slightly agape as the acid's dripping. You quickly flick your hand forward and you see a guiding bolt go right into the back of his throat. He goes, "Ooh!" As you can see, there's this light now emanating from in there, and as it does, just the continuing motion of this lancing dildo just goes around the side and just goes, flips in the air, and then goes inside and just rams it in as it just goes and begins to pile drive inside as hard as it can.
And just as it ends, I use my free action to shout out, "Don't fight it! Don't fight it!"
No.
As you continually say this, as the pile driving continues in hard, you just notice that as it pulls out, the dragon's form just lays there, motionless, as if dead. And then it also disappears. And the mirage erases itself. And then you see on the rooftop where the dragon was brought, Jin clapping slowly.
That has got to be the least dignified way to kill a dragon I've ever seen in my life.
I'd say that has to be the best way I've seen anyone take out a dragon in my entire life. As you see him just hop down and continue to walk towards the rest of you. He's quite pleased as you did that. He goes, I have to say, I've never seen anyone take such a colorful approach to combat. Is this what you usually do?
If I say yes, will you not attack us again?
You're a funny lad. I won't be attacking you again. You'll be fine. You've passed the tests.
I mean, it's not something I usually do, but for some reason I was compelled to.
I can understand that sometimes you have the urges and you just have to go through them. That's fine.
Yes. Yes.
I suppose you might have done something similar to the vampire, yes? Given him a bit of something that he wasn't expecting?
I gave that fucking...
I like your style. I like it. I think it's good when you can show someone that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Congratulations! You three were able to successfully solve the puzzles, find the keys, and survive.
I don't think... Varkash at this moment is not looking at Valindra or Rook because he thinks that they're probably giving the most disconcerting glaze ever.
Valindra is.
I don't really take it upon myself to question any of your choices, but for what it's worth, in my opinion, I think you did fairly well.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy to take you further in to the courts.
That's what my spirit weapon said.
If you'll follow me, please. As you see him gesturing, you do see that behind him on the roof, Lulu is looking, going, "Darlings, could I get a hand? Help me down." As you see Jin going, "Oh, sorry. One moment." As you see him just kind of step up there in a blink, just kind of stand next to the lovely Lulu. As he just extends his hand out and goes, "If I may." She puts her hand in and then they both disappear. Valindra, you recognize the spell. It's Dimension Door as he brings them both right in front of you.
Yeah, I know that trick.
Oh, do you now? It's a fun, handy one. Please, by all means, follow me. As you see him lead you towards deeper to the city, you notice now the entire terrain around you, the city and all of its contents begin to warp. And just like the creatures, wave and fade and fall. And suddenly you find yourself standing in what appears to be almost like a very zen-like desert garden. You can see that the entire area is massively spread out before you, almost at least 2 times the city that you had just come from. It seems to be this enveloped landmass that has rocky crags with these decorative rocks that seem to have perfectly made holes and carvings inside. You can see very simple but lovely like curls and swerves. It's taking the natural beauty that exists in the world and placing it in its nice little kind of spot. It's very much taking in like a very Japanese kind of feel where it's not intruding upon the landscape but making the landscape become the best that it could be. You can see that there are sand pits that are carved and made with these rakings as if someone took a design and swirled them around. You can see what appears to be almost like this intricate twist and spin, almost kind of like a mesmerizing looking kind of design that's hypnotic slightly to look at. And you can see that the sands are colored in different spectrums of white, red, and gray. It's this very beautiful, though almost kind of like a desert barren area. There's not much life. You can see that there are some shrubs and trees. Most of them look petrified. It's just part of the design. But as you walk further in, you can see that he is leading you down deeper into this place and heading towards another, what you can tell is a large standing wall in the back that is slowly coming up to view as you crest through this garden. You can see that you travel for at least a good 30 minutes to an hour just to get there. And as he's kind of making his way, he goes, "So I take it none of you have ever been inside the walls before. What do you think?"
I mean, who would want to be inside walls?
Have I been inside the walls?
You have not.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I just want to double check.
It's certainly very striking.
Well, thank you. We try to keep it as beautiful as we can. As much as they'll allow, at least.
So, can I ask, what was that about?
Oh, your little trial. Well, it was to show that you were who you were. Sometimes you get so many people claiming that they are the ones who've done great deeds, adventurers trying to prove themselves to at least get some audience or favor from the dragon's court. But for those who try
I have been sent here by the first dragon, my friend, and as my spirit weapon has proven, I'm ahead of the curve.
God.
The first dragon, you say? He kind of stops and looks at you for a second. I didn't know there were many who could claim favor from the first dragon.
I just let up my amulet proudly, like, nah, see?
He kind of
First
looks up a bit and goes, "Well, I don't know if he approves of you using dildos as weapons, but
What my god does not know will not hurt him.
I think you might find the first dragon is more omnipotent than you'll give him credit for."
I'm going to pretend that he isn't.
Didn't you just literally use his power to manifest your dragon penis anyway?
Oh, the sounds of annoying songbirds today.
Supposedly.
I don't... Okay.
Be that as it may, I won't question your choice of the weapon, but it's nice to know that there are others out there who at least know the wisdom of the first dragon.
Well, it was for a good laugh. I mean, you attacked us, I shoved a spirit weapon penis down your throat. I mean, we can call it even.
He kind of smiles and goes, "Yes, though if I attacked you in truth, that it wouldn't be with an illusion as you faced in there."
True, but at least I know I would die making you do something absolutely reprehensible.
True enough, if you're going to at least fall, might as well do it in a comedic style. I appreciate humor in all of its levels, as he does seem to kind of perk and be a little bit jovial towards the fact that you like to have a good laugh occasionally. He does seem to
as
embrace
much
that.
as the next dragon. So.
But as he does lead you and do a small bit of talk to the side, you do eventually reach the wall. The wall itself is 3 times the height as the previous one. You can tell that just the sheer size of this is not necessarily for protective reasons. It could have that, but you can just see that its element seems more decorative and just kind of organizing, keeping things in a place where they belong, and having the desert garden enveloped in this kind of barrier to make sure that it stays separate and its horizon line doesn't seem to be intruded upon. It just kind of keeps it in this wash so nothing else can peek past it. No other buildings or skyscrapers could, just break the line. But as you go there, you do see that there is a large, massive arch. It doesn't have any door. It just seems to be this curved carving that goes onto the side. And you see Jin just walks forward towards it and goes, "If you all wouldn't mind placing your hands on the actual stone."
Reach out and touch it.
Lulu accompanies you as well. As you all place a hand on, he puts his hand there too and goes, "One moment." He pauses, and as you put your hands in, you feel them sink into the stone.
Uh-oh.
And you all begin to push through and walk into what appears to be this solid white marble. And going into the darkness, you press forward.
I trusted you!
And that's where we're in for tonight, as you enter into the wall, heading towards the inner garden court. So,
Wait, is it that time already?
it is a little early, but it is a good spot to pause it at.
Wait, it's 9. We usually finish at 10, don't we?
We do, but I did want to give people some other things to chat and talk about. For those who did miss out, sadly, on the art raffle, I will try to bring this up again next week, so don't fret if you missed it today. We will go for it next week, because today the winner, of course, was Saradwin, who I don't know if he is still choosing to gift it to the lovely Kayla. But if he
You
is...
really don't have to. It's okay.
But congratulations either way from your win on the raffle there. And of course, we will try to again continue this also next week if we can be, favored into this, repeated gifting. But yes, for those of you who have joined us, I really hope you enjoyed the story so far. Those of you who did not have a chance to see the previous episodes, we will be uploading them to YouTube. There are 3 there already. The other ones will be coming in shortly. So those of you who want to watch there can, but any of you who have questions right now for our players or for us, if you'd like to get some back and forth chat, I feel this is a great time to do so. Anyone who likes to talk about subjects, question Varkesh's decision to use dildos as weapons, or those of you who are like, yeah, I see no problem with big glowing phalluses.
Rods. Dragon rods.
I mean, do I really need to explain my motives and why I tried to shove the spirit?
To a gay guy, you don't need to explain yourself at all. I am in favor of dicks everywhere. So, I mean, by all means, the more dicks, the better.
Quote of the night right there. I'm in favor of dicks everywhere.
I love it.
Yeah, I will literally do the Stewie of love it. And then...
Oh, perfect. Yeah, thanks, Lulu.
No question about why the spirit worked. Oh, that's good. Thank God.
Well, start with Corgi at question.
Oh, a one-shot from Kyle on a Tuesday. That'll be fun. Yeah, I look forward to more DMs taking the role of guiding our players through. Always a plus.
Dragon Ball Deep.
Well, Corgi questions the rod.
No one questions the dragon rod.
Well, no one suspected the dragon rod either. I'll say that. I mean,
I had no idea what you were on about as soon as when you said you were concerned about Valindra's response until it happened.
She seems like the non-approving type of using spiritual phallic items to plug
Just very concerned about your headspace right now.
Varkish is an interesting character. He's very unpredictable.
He's fun, I like it.
Yes, he is. The dick attack is approved. That dragon took all 6 inches, damage. I mean, technically it was 6 force damage, so I mean, you could say it got 6 inches in.
Who said that?
That was Storm Corky who... No, I'm sorry, that was Squirrel. Squirrel 6288 said that one.
Bad Squirrel. Don't encourage him.
So Saradwin does ask, so Varkesh, why the aversion to using weapons that aren't big, pink, floppy, holy symbols?
Is that just a question of why Varkesh doesn't use weapons in general, or what?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it kind of is tying into the whole. I think there was a video game that had this big floppy dildo as a thing that they had.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Saints Row, isn't it?
Saints Row. Yeah, Saints Row. But yeah.
I don't know. Varkish doesn't want to use weapons generally, but...
Weapons in genitalia. Or genital, sorry. Weapons in genital or general.
Generally in genitalia. I don't know, just like, for some reason I was like, facing a dragon. Yeah, well, I didn't like the key thing, so I'm going to make him swallow a dick. So...
Kyle did appreciate your
referring to. I think Sardan's referring to when you commented that Varkesh was kind of disgusted he had to use his mace on the wolf or the boar briefly.
Oh, Varkesh doesn't like really using weapons at all, by a general rule.
Kind of strange coming from a Forge player.
Yeah, I mean, he loves making weapons, but he doesn't really like using them. He will use them. But
Kyle did say he appreciated your peck kissing for formally greeting and gave bits as promised. So I think that you have another advocate for more peck pecking.
Well, sadly it won't work now because Varkesh and Valindra had that back and forth where she finally explained that that's not what one should do.
She did correct him.
I tried doing that whenever I first made the mistake of telling you.
But Varkesh doesn't listen.
I still think it's hilarious that you had Markesh pick someone else up and force them to do the peck kiss instead of like peck kissing to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that was absolutely a twist. Did not expect you to do that. I figured it was more of like, I figured it was going to be more headbutting into the pecs rather than
No.
head
I
pressing.
am so relieved that was an illusion and not a real person.
It's like a member of the royal family of the city that we're in was like, oops. No, but the reason why I made that character do that to Varkesh's chest is because I was like, well, Varkesh has a very large horn on the end of his snout, so he'd probably end up skeering someone.
Well,
So,
Kyle does say you can do it anyways. Your formal greeting now: an armored motorboat.
Nope. Kyle, stop it. Stop
Only
it.
when interacting with Valindra. That's how you say hi to Valindra.
he can
No,
pick up
absolutely
bounce
Valindra.
berries off his pectorals.
Varkesh picks the page from Lulu. Darlings. Tung, tung.
No.
Yeah, but he likes making weapons. There is a reason why though, but obviously that will be revealed later on why he prefers making but not using.
I'm just
Great.
so many questions I have for everybody.
It's a shame you won't share anything ever.
Look, you know what?
What?
Maybe later.
Maybe later.
Then was not the time.
Oh. Though I will say, your little Fennec box, from what we have done thus far, has, and I say this in the nicest way possible, has been really useless. It's either been killed, not by me usually, or been completely out of range.
I think this is the first fight we've had where he hasn't died.
Excuse you.
I have not done a single thing.
Because of him, that whenever Rook was scouting ahead in the little caverns, and I think that was Session 0 stuff, when he was scouting ahead, and there were those split paths, it was because of him that we were not separated and lost. So...
But if you remember, I discharged ahead.
Well, I tried to make him useful, but every time I'm like, oh, I'm going to use Winnie for this situation. Cody's like, no, just throw Rook instead. And Varkesh likes to throw Rook, so that's usually what ends up happening. So.
Yeah. He is my feathery Nerf ball.
When he's not as sneaky, I'm just saying.
It's fine. It's fine. You know, if you don't want to use him, then that's cool. I'll just use him, and you guys will not get to use him.
Doesn't he give you a beacon of hope kind of effect?
Yeah. So if he's within 100 feet of me, then all healing I do is at max healing.
You should keep him just stuffed under your clothing or something. Let's keep him close so you can always get max heal.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Except every time I do that, you turn undead or he gets exploded. So.
I mean, oops.
But yes, on a little side, good luck for Squirrel. Squirrel will not be able to see Tuesday because they are doing their own D&D game, their very first one.
Oh, good luck.
So yeah, best of luck, and I hope you enjoy it. And please take inspiration from any of our players. You can use Varkesh, of course, for dildos, Valindra for sarcasm teachings, and Rook for bird flopping.
Poor bird.
Acceptable.
Let me smash.
No.
But yes, thank you, Storm Corgi, also for coming in, and thank you all for those who joined and enjoyed watching. We will, of course, pick this up again next week, so please, by all means, come in and see us again, 6:30 p.m. PST time. And, of course, we will have this continued on Tuesdays with another campaign for Hoda that is also at 6:30 p.m. PST time. And, of course, as you stay here in our channel, you will be accumulating loyalty points and Hoda points, which you can then spend on Tuesday. So, win-win all around. Other than that, though, thanks again, and I'll see you next week, or see you Tuesday. But either way, bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Let's
Thanks for
roll.
joining.